are you not working? up, guys? Welcome. My name is Matt. I don't hear anything from Arda. He's here for a while now, but he doesn't say shit because I bet his microphone is not activate. Near this fucking headphones is in the back. What's up, my boy?
I'm good. How are you?
Is there the mic?
I think so.
Tap it. Nice.
I just refreshed though, so you will probably see it as like, wait, do we have a title?
Team up. An atheist and an anarchist.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Anarchist?
it's still there. Yeah, that's you.
But you miss a T. It's anarchist.
Anarchist. What do you mean?
I mean, it misses a T. Say
Oh,
anarchist.
did I? Fuck. Sorry.
Chaos, Gods, and Freedom. Ah.
Yeah, I
Welcome,
did.
welcome,
I
welcome.
did
We're
miss
starting
it.
the stream,
God.
guys. We're sorry. We're trying to set up everything. It's yeah, it's great.
Can
Welcome,
you fix
welcome.
it? No.
Can I fix? Yeah, I can fix it. Of course, I can.
Fix it then.
Yes, yes. Okay, there you go. First, wait. Is there music?
I couldn't start the music also.
Damn, boy. That's
How
it.
though?
We're
Like,
here.
what did you do? Doesn't work for me.
Yes, it is.
So you go to media, 3 hours, and then you do play.
Yes. 2 hours. No, I did the 2 hours 40, but then you need to do live. You need to click on live after that.
I did that one too. Anyways, what's up?
I'm trying to see how things are working or not. Welcome to my beach ass beach. Dude, I look like I have the air of the guy from Level Up, whatever the fuck it is
Level
called.
up.
Is
Jinwoo.
it Level 1? What is it
Level,
called, dude?
level up.
No, it's not Level Up.
It's rooftop.
It's Rooftop. Rooftop from a mouth. So I got
Solo leveling.
solo leveling. I have a surprise for people.
Hmm.
Shit, I've broken the. Oh, I thought he was on both sides. It's a Kinder surprise, dude. I already had
Nice.
half of it.
Wow, dude. What the hell? What's the
So
surprise in there?
do you think the kids can swallow that shit? Right? Oh.
Is that why
um,
it's so big? No, you guys still have a small one, right?
yeah, we still have the small one, of course. No.
Because the European babies are not dumb.
Just American ones. Hey, how are you doing? Coca-Cola, I'm sorry. I need to buy local.
And drink my Diet Coke.
Marqueo Cork. Live stream shot. All right, I'm think I'm good. I don't know if I should leave it. Oh, am I on live? I thought I was center. Oh, oh, but the quality sucks. No. Yeah. Just so I can move around and be like, "What's up, guys?" So, dude, look. I invested.
What am I looking at?
You don't see shit. I invested in the same type of thing as you do.
Oh, the low one.
Yeah, but this one, yeah, is going under my monitor.
Yeah, it's good, right?
To be honest, it's better than the other one that was fucking up
Yeah,
all the time. So
yeah, I know.
I feel good, dude. Like ultra wide, like you see my screen. Like you can see my monitor right here. because you're above it. Isn't it interesting? Dude,
It's
we're
so
so
interesting.
interesting people. All right, so how are you doing? How have you been doing? What's going on in the world?
I think what is it called? Staph infection.
What?
So I had like a pimple here, and I play with it, and it inflamed it, and then my whole arm here, like it was kind of red.
Nah.
So
You think it's the tattoo, or are just like you're just a person?
I don't know what it is. It's not on tattoo. It's infected because it might be tattoo. Like it looked like a pimple, and then I popped it, and then
Yeah,
it
don't pop
healed,
the pimples, dude.
and it healed. But I think that's the thing. It may not be a pimple. It might be some other type of infection. So it healed on top, but then underneath it still like start to build up, in almost like 2 weeks. And then there was another head again, so I kind of like squeezed it.
Or just put the
And
fucking patches. You know, like the star patches. Go buy that shit and put that on.
yeah, but it's not a pimple.
Doesn't fucking matter.
If it's an infection,
But it's not an infection if it's a pimple.
it's an infection.
So it's not a pimple.
It's not a pimple.
So how does it look a pimple and then you pierce it like a pimple? If
It's
not
something
a
called
pimple?
funiculitis. Like it's like the hair root inflammation.
Oh, it's air growth, motherfuckers.
Yeah. And then
Still.
it got worse because the top was covered and it kind of like continued inflammating underneath. And I'm like, fuck, like this is not stopping. Like this is kind of like just growing at this point. So I squeezed it a little bit to see. It was not good. It was just like basically infection coming out. And it was like, I'm like, I need to go to the doctor. So I am on antibiotics.
Really? You are right now?
Yes.
But did you put like, you should fucking buy an antibiotics cream, you know, lotion.
I have those too. That didn't work.
I think you're just a bitch.
I think you are being a bitch right now.
Sorry.
But yeah,
Chocolate.
I don't have health insurance, but there's a great clinic in Hollywood. So at least I have that.
You have debt? Yeah, me too.
I have. Don't let me start on that one.
Of course. So soul leveling. Let's start with that.
Yes. You finished it, right?
Of course, I finished it the next day. So
Yeah.
I found in French, like the subtitle in French, and I was fine. Because like the servers that you told me, like it was just after that there was no subtitles in English. So
Yeah, but I mean, we already talked about it. It's like the story is fine, no
good.
character
Don't get me
development,
wrong.
but it's like just good action.
I was addicted by the end. Sure, 100%.
The hang cliff? What cliff?
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhangers. Yeah, those are kind of good too. Some episodes I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, totally. No, I enjoyed it. I definitely want to see more because I don't know where it's going, and I think it's interesting because you can now play with it. Like everybody knows each other at that point.
Yeah.
It's just the father that just came in, and you're like.
And you know what they said about the next season? Like when it's gonna come out?
Yeah.
They said next year. I read 2027.
No, I heard like January 2026.
Oh, maybe they speed it up.
February or something like that. So then, why did you fucking show me that shit? You know, like I need to wait now. Like, I don't know. Like I have time. You know? So I'm not watching anything. Then you'd say, okay, let's watch that, and like you tell me to start watching it. Then I'm fucking going crazy, and then I need to wait like 3 fucking years after that. Like motherfucker.
So you like to watch, like if there's like something that's like hyped, you want to wait it to end, and then you want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. That's what I did for many movies too, you know. I think we mentioned like 300, you know. Remember that?
300?
Yeah, the movie.
Or you didn't watch it for a long time and
Sparta!
then you watched it.
Yeah, I mean, it took 2 years to watch it, or 3 years maybe. And I watched it. I was like, good. I liked it, visually and shit, and it was great. But like the hype around it back then was like fucking nuts. People were like, I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. But yeah, dude. I don't know. And since then, I just started to play Call of Duty again. That's it. Call of Duty. And I'm pretty good at it. I hate it.
Where do you play it? Like there are like rooms or something that you go and they're like you team up? No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like Battlefield, for example, you were teaming up and then you go to the server and then there are like different teams, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like that?
Yeah.
Like how is Call of Duty? Is it like Counter Strike?
Same.
I don't know. You just it's same like Battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you team up, go with your team.
Exactly, and fuck some people up. Or I can be on my own, and because there's like a battle royale mode too, which is like just you trying to survive, you know. Survive.
But those are for like next level players.
Yeah, that's me. But yeah, yeah. So today it was a great day. I had so many things to do.
What did you do?
Started painting my motorcycle like 2 days ago, but I kept going today. Then I went to help my neighbor, because that's what, gods are saying. Help your neighbor.
Okay.
Chapter 26, verse 302, Matthew.
3CPO.
3CPO. So you shall help your neighbor and fuck his wife, or something like that, I think. And that's what I did. Without the fucking wife, of course,
And what did you do for your
No, I helped him because he had like a problem with his windows, so we had to take out, the whole window shit. Like I did some construction work, I helped him so much. Then we had a conversation.
Does he pay
at
you?
the same time. No, he wanted to give me a beer, but then, I had an appointment, massage appointment.
So that's a dude. You fixed his window, and then he offered you to come into his house and drink a beer
I was in his
with
house
you.
already. I was.
Do
in
you
his
sound
house,
how
man.
gay that sounds?
No, because there was his son too.
Oh,
and his
okay.
wife.
That changes everything.
Yeah, he didn't fucking. So yeah, and then I went to get a massage. Dude, great.
Massage, chair massage?
No, real massage.
Real massage.
Massage.
I know how much you like massages.
Yeah, I know, right?
Was the guy or a girl?
A girl.
A girl? What's
a girl.
that?
A girl.
A girl.
Exactly. I almost fell asleep again. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like every single time that I'm doing massage nowadays, it's like the first minute, it's like great. Then I'm like, listen, like not even. No, okay. This is my brain, how it's working. So first of all, there was some construction work just next door. So she said, okay, I'm gonna put you a fucking headphone. And I was like, cool, that's a good idea. Then I was so focused on the fucking sound, and I was listening to the music, and I was like, there was like a fucking guitar, and I was hearing like all the fucking intricate notes of playing on the guitar. I was like, did the guys like just pick this or that? So like she's starting messaging me, and I'm like thinking about the fucking guitar, Starts like that. Then I go into a mode where I'm thinking about all my past lives. Like all my exes go through all of that for like 5 minutes. And then I start to disconnect from that. And I'm going to a mode where I don't know, starting to get asleep or some shit. And then they wake me up and they're like, yeah, it's done. Fuck, that was right. But yeah, my
And
brain
this
fucked
happens
up.
like what, halfway in?
What do you mean?
Like half when you you slept through the massage.
Almost. Like I think it's like 2/3. 2/3.
2/3?
At the 2/3 mark, yeah.
So, oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm starting to be like, and then I know myself like shit, and I'm like, fuck, I'm struggling right now, and I don't think
Huh.
about anything at that point,
Huh.
which is good.
You should get a masseuse girlfriend.
Nah,
She can put you in sleep.
every second.
It's like a sleep edge.
Slippage. So yeah, that was my day.
That sounds
Incredible.
like a good day.
It was fine, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. So what's up? What's up with the world?
What's up with the world? There are some new immigration laws, I think, passing that I'm seeing. That
Like
I
all the
think
green card holder will get the fuck out, some shit like that.
I think they give the power to, like, if there's something wrong with the application that needs to go to the courts, I think USCIS didn't have the power to do it immediately, that it needed to go to maybe another department, but now they can just do it directly. Like if you need to go to court, or if we I don't know, if they need to do an evaluation or something, and then they can call you to the building and stuff. Like, it's more direct, more fast for them, I guess.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't know either. I think we're screwed, dude. Like, it's interesting because in Europe, people are saying like the US now is a fascist country.
Yeah, and for the next 4 years.
Totalitarian.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that for 4 years, and after that, who knows? Like, maybe he will stay.
Forever.
Maybe.
I mean, isn't it trying already? I think he can do it, to be honest. I think it's so fucking crazy that he can do it.
I think he can
sure.
do it too. And it's not gonna be like, oh, we are changing the constitution, you know? And
yeah, I think they're gonna do like in Russia or some shit, you know, like, oh, I'm becoming prime minister, and then I can come back as president or some shit.
I mean, they may add
but,
something to the constitution.
Vice president.
That's how Erdogan did. Like, you add something to the constitution. You say like, oh, if there's like certain thing happens, like it's what are they called? Martial law?
Yeah.
Like, if something happened, then in those elections, president can be elected the third time or something.
When is it like ready? I think there was a date, no? Or was it 420 or something like that in April? People were saying like, oh, there's gonna be something happening in April.
I don't know.
Should I open?
Open it.
All right. So for people viewing this like back in the US,
what if it's like a live chick in it?
Oh wait, I should do this. You know, this is Kinder Surprise Marvel Edition. Let's open the gift. This is pretty
gift
good,
opening. Right? We're doing gift opening right
now.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, we're changing the title now.
You can get like those openings, like gift openings. You can get like thousands of Kinder.
And then we
came up with
we can do this shit. Yeah, right.
We got a Charizard, guys. Yeah.
So wait, I'm gonna.
Ooh, that was so cool. Do it again.
The music.
Yeah, when you do a heart, see, like it's coming from the eggs. Hey. Perfect.
Listen, ASMR.
Nice.
Just fucked in my fucking ass. All right. So.
What the hell is that? There's a paper. We can't see shit.
There's a paper. I'm not gonna show the paper.
Oh, like the big reveal. I
see.
See.
Yeah. You need to know what is the Marvel? Because normally it's a Marvel.
Spider-Man.
edition. So you think it's Spider-Man?
I think so. I think you got a fucking Spider-Man.
How should I do it? Should I take out the fucking piece of paper or?
You just throw it on the air, all of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna get this out. All right, not gonna show you guys.
Okay.
Fuck.
It's like a fucking statue, you know those like.
I'm trying not to show you guys. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Okay. That is crazy, dude. All right, so let me open some parts, right?
Okay.
So you still think it's Spider-Man?
There's a belt, so it doesn't look like a Spider-Man.
What the fuck
Is
is
it
that?
Thanos, maybe?
So there should be a sticker or some shit, you know?
Huh.
So Spider-Man, you
Whose
think?
belt? No, I could be Thanos, but
Thanos, all right. Let me get this
what
part.
else? Iron Man? Oh no. Oh, Wonder Woman.
Oh, it's not Wonder Woman. It's not even Spider-Man. It's
Wonder Woman.
no, dude. It's Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
you see that. But then why the fuck do
Why
I
did
have
they call
this?
Wonder Woman? It's like DC.
Is it like
What
for
the
me to
hell?
color or something? Dude, this is Kinder Surprise, guys. I should buy shit tons of them, as you're saying, and then we open it up like every single fucking one of them. All right, this is so what do you think?
I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. They kind of did like that, you know, flat. You know, you can stand to, you know.
Like the hair is weird though. Like it's like a mohawk on this side, and
Yeah.
here on this side is like alpha Karen.
Yeah, I don't know why they
a
did it that
Karen.
way.
I don't know what the fuck, dude. It's weird. So okay, let me check what's going on with that. So this is it. This is this.
Okay. What
And
the
then
fuck is the belt?
I
Oh,
think
you
it's-
kind of put
I
it
think
there
it's a
to cover it
bracelet.
so it looks like it's flying.
Oh, underneath. Yeah, you're right. Like that. I don't know. Dude, that doesn't make any sense. Whatever. But there should be a sticker or some shit, no? Oh, I guess I got it. Yeah. That's the sticker for the... But it
Nice.
looks
Put
like
it on the hat.
a bracelet, you know?
Yeah.
On the what? On the head?
Put your hat.
On my hat. Nice. That was insane, guys. All right.
God damn it, my arm.
Welcome. Wow, dude, that looks so great now. So,
I know.
yeah. This was the Kinder Surprise giant reveal. I do
Like
remember,
when did they ban Kinder in US?
well, I don't know. You tell me.
Let's ask.
Okay, let's ask.
Let's ask to the gods. They know.
Are you gonna ask ChatGPT?
No, I'm asking God.
Okay. Gold. I don't know. I think, to be honest, I think it's fine. Like, I think, like,
Yeah,
you're a
it's
kid
pretty good.
and you having this, it's pretty good. Like, this is a Funko Pop, you know, kind of the same size. See? I think it's fine. Welcome to the Nerd Channel. We're supposed to talk about God and life, an institution. And I don't know what Arda is doing. So when did they ban it? I think they never got it. No, right?
Wait, right now I think it's available, but only Kinder Joy without the toy.
Yeah, Kinder Joy, but it's not the same. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Kinder Joy is. It's not this.
It says the law dates back to 1938.
1938. You couldn't eat that.
It says, but Kinder Surprise wasn't really noticed until the 1990s and 2000s when the eggs became more globally popular. Customs and Border Protection has been seizing Kinder eggs at the
What
border
the
for
fuck?
years, and
Oh, really? They
travelers
still
have
do?
even faced fines for bringing them in.
Shit, dude. I wanted to bring you some of them.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it
Bring
in.
it and just go straight to jail now.
And then they
Thanks,
will
job.
send you back at
I'm
the...
gonna be deported
can't-
because of a Kinder Surprise.
We can't trust you now. You break the law.
Yeah. What did you got like deported? Well, because I was trying to, sneaking a Kinder Surprise for my friend. But yeah, dude, like, come on, how a kid can fucking swallow that? It's as big as the kid. Whoa, motherfucker. Okay, what did you
And
decide, dude?
also, there are so
Yeah.
many other kids in the world
Dying from it.
Yeah, poor kids.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just want to get back to this idea. Why did you choose that title? What did you see?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Not a specific reason.
No, of course you didn't.
I was thinking different things, and then when I was like, okay, I'm an atheist, you are an anarchist, or you are, have opinions about it, that, I thought if anybody have questions, it might be also interesting for people,
Yeah.
because people like atheists and anarchists, and they would be like, wow, I would like to get to know them.
I mean, I know an anarchist that is actually kind of that is not an atheist. Atheist, His name is Gandalf. I don't know if he's gonna drop by today, but
Oh, Gandalf.
yeah, the prophet.
I mean, we have like 4 followers right now. Who was it? Gandalf who had the followers?
Yeah, the cult. Yeah,
The
cult,
converting. Yeah.
But did you see what I sent you? I sent you a video the other day saying that was it News Nation or something, and they were saying like, okay, they're gonna have like a documentary about a guy that is actually, calling the aliens, and they fucking showed up, like summoning UFOs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You didn't watch the fucking storyline?
No.
And I was like, gosh, it's Gandalf. Because that's literally what he's doing. I don't know, dude. But he told us that, and you can check the video on Discord, by the way.
Can we see our followers, like their nicknames and shit?
The followers or the viewers?
Followers. Like we have 18 followers.
Yeah, I think so. You can go and check it out.
Let's see.
I also saw a video, I think I sent it to you again, about abortion. No?
Remind me a little bit. I mean,
so like the 2 kids in the womb, sometimes one of the
I sent it to you.
No.
I
saw it before you sent it to me.
Sure, but I sent it to you.
Do you? Yeah. I don't know.
You sometimes send me the things that I send you after I send you. I just don't say something.
No, I'm doing that all the time, dude. I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, cool. I already.
It happens to me too because you can swipe.
I'm not gonna tell you,
Yeah, because you can swipe,
I stopped being a bitch, all right? And so
that's good.
Because of that, I'm not like, okay,
I appreciate
that. Motherfucker.
Because you were trolling me hard at some point. I'm like, fuck. Fucking douchebag. But yeah, I saw that video. Good argument.
But it's not a real good argument, you know that.
Yeah. Something to troll. With
yeah, I think it's yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely to troll people up 100%. Because like I think it's a misconception that like twins can go together in the womb and then one's gonna eat the other one. What the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, what's going on? So nice.
I still can't look at our followers. Where am I gonna look?
I don't know, dude.
Channel. Creator dashboard, maybe.
No engagement, drops, channel, activity, follower list, dude. It's literally under your alert. Come on, you can do it.
Alerts.
There's alerts underneath. There's like something else,
Analytics.
and then community.
Yeah, community. Okay.
Community. There's
Followers list. Nice.
Nice. I think we went to 19 and then we dropped out. Like I think
We
a couple
lost
people-
one person. What?
Yeah, dude. It's not like we have like shit tons of people, but yeah, exactly. But it's yeah. I don't know. It's funny because I heard something also about God and people religious nowadays, which I thought was interesting. Because we always talking about people with religion, like in France, for example, people are fucking always talking about Muslim people and Christianity, and now we're talking about Jews too, because of Palestine.
Mhm.
But then I don't fucking get, you know, uh, why are we not talking about the others that don't believe in shit, which is the majority of people? Like religion is trying to come back too much for my taste. I think we should.
But who are the other? Who are you talking about?
Atheist, like us, like atheist. How fucking you say it again?
Atheist.
Atheist, atheist,
Like theist.
theist.
Atheist.
Yeah, I know. Like I'm not atheist, but yeah, dude, I don't
But
know.
so you were saying we're not talking about atheists?
Yeah, like I think a lot
In
of
terms
people
of
are
what?
just talking about fucking religions all the fucking time, and they
Yeah.
don't talk and they don't take in consideration the majority of people that are not religious, because that's the majority of people at the end of the day.
You think so?
Yeah. Like in terms of where, I mean, sure, we can. Like for example, and
Maybe
that's
like
this,
50-50.
like
Not even.
around the world, or you talking about Western countries?
Let's say US.
The U.S., I would say people are less religious in the U.S. than it was before, and yeah, that's it. Let me check. I think they're less people religious. How many
I think in US or countries like
population?
US, like it's almost like you need to get to a certain number to have a consensus about certain things, like women need to vote, or women can't work in the workforce, or LGBTQ rights. Like you need to get to a certain amount of people believing that. For atheism, for example, like I don't know how many people in politics, like in the House of Representatives, can openly say that they are like atheists and they don't believe in God. Like, I think in US still it's like,
No, it's still a lot. Okay, I'm just saying the numbers. Sorry, it's 67%. I mean, actually, it's between 60 and 64. Like this is the recent one.
okay,
Um,
that's
but they consider
somewhat good.
themselves like Christian, right? And then there's 29% that are religiously unaffiliated, like atheist, agnostic.
Yeah, so it's
And
like
other fucking
30%.
yeah, 30%.
Yeah. I mean that 68 is just including a lot of people who doesn't maybe practice religion, you mean? Like just they maybe believe in God?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
deism kind of?
Yeah, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and other religions. But yeah, 64% is Christian, right? But that's the thing. It's also
Oh, the 64% is Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And
I
around
thought
30% that is
non-believers.
not affiliated at all, that don't
Oh,
believe in
I
God,
see. And
right?
I think it's still a lot, to be honest. Like even
68 or
I think so.
30%.
No, not 68. Like
But
the
that's the thing. So I mean, the problem there is with those stuff is, do they consider themselves, or are they really believer? Like if you take Trump for example.
Mhm.
Damn, I like this style, dude. I don't see my eyes. Uh, well, Trump, for example, I don't think he's a believer at all. You know, he's
Uh-huh.
affiliated to the Christianity, to the Christian doctrine, if you want, but he's not following any other fucking religion. Is not fucking going to the church. He's preferring like playing golf. So is he really a Christian then? Like, how could you consider yourself a Christian? Because it's something that is between the belief, that is between, you know what I'm saying? Like it's 67, like 64% of the population that says they're a Christian, right? Um,
I think
uh,
Trump is a Christian.
so you think he believes in God as a Christian?
I think he doesn't think like that. I believe it or not. I think he thinks like we don't know. So is it true or not? I don't know. But I affiliate with these people
Yeah.
and I can accept the concept of God, heaven, and hell. I'm not going to practice it, but I'm going to identify myself as a Christian. And that's what he's saying, like, oh, God, and blah, blah, blah. I think he's just like talking about still Christian values.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. And this is where I'm like, okay, what is like
But is
being
he an
considered
atheist?
religious? No,
Like, I would doubt he's an
no,
atheist,
he's
to be
not.
honest.
I agree, but like deep down, is he? Like that's what I'm
He
saying. Like in
probably
terms of
thinks he's
engaging.
God.
Yeah, of course.
Like, God choose me for this, and I'm like special. So
But
I'm like,
don't you think it might be agnostic more or something like that? No. At the end of the day, sure, it matches the Christian values that is
I think you can
completely
be an
created.
agnostic and be Christian.
You can't, or you
You
can.
can. Because agnosticism is like knowing, atheism is believing. Like I'm saying I don't believe in God, but when I'm
But
agnostic, I'm
agnostic,
saying I
but it's
don't
not
know if God
affiliated.
exists.
But normally, yeah, no, no, there is a God that exists, but you don't know
No,
what it is.
no, like when you're agnostic and atheist, you say, I don't know if there's a God, but I don't believe that there's a God. So that is atheism. Believe part is atheism. Agnostic is knowing. Not Christian. A Christian could say, I don't know if there's a God. Nobody knows. So I'm agnostic technically, but I believe that there's a God. So I'm a theist.
No,
What
I
I'm
know, but
meaning. So
agnostic
agnostics,
means, yeah, no, I know, but it's open to the idea that might be a God until they kind of see something. They don't believe
yeah,
in a God, but until proven wrong, they don't believe
yeah.
in it. But they still, but for me, that doesn't make any sense too. That also means that if you show the opportunity that there's a God, then you will believe in a God. So you already believe in something.
Wait, what did you say? I don't understand what you were
God
saying.
damn it,
What's
you're
that
not
mean?
following.
No, I'm following. It's just the sentence doesn't make sense to me. Just say it
That
again.
sentence makes all the time sense, guys. Yes, of course. I'm saying agnostic. For me, there's something weird with that because, like, you don't believe in a God unless you're proven
No, but
there's a
when you
God.
say agnostic, you're saying you don't believe in a God. That's
Yeah,
not
you don't believe in it.
agnosticism. It's like knowing. You're saying I don't know if it's two different things. Believing when you use the word believing with agnosticism, it's not what agnosticism. You need to
No,
use the
I
word
know, I
knowing,
know. Ah,
which is you can say a subcategory of a belief, but
yeah,
still like.
that's what I kind of wanted to say.
But I
At the
mean,
end of the
it's
day,
just then mushy meshy, and then people start saying like, you cannot be an atheist and agnostic. I mean, if you use it as a belief, then sure. But agnosticism is about knowing, and
yeah,
that's
it's
where it
knowing.
separates.
But then,
Like,
how do
I
you
don't
fucking
know if
know?
there's a God.
Okay,
Yeah,
there, like you don't know, sure. But if there
nobody
is,
knows.
but
That's
then
the thing.
if there is, then I'll
Yeah,
be okay with that,
sure.
and I'll believe there is a God. Like, if I'll know there's a God, I will not believe in a fucking God. That's what I'm saying. I don't think at all it exists. That's what I'm
But
saying.
but
And that's the
you are, I
difference
think,
between.
you when you say if I know that God exists, I
Yeah.
wouldn't believe in God. I think what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that I wouldn't worship him.
No.
Like, let's say that you are face to face with God, you're dead. Like, you know that there's a God. Are you reading the comment?
Yeah, there's a comment, dude, about Trump. Like, okay, he was integrated into the painting of faces of George Washington. Trump also had said that he might be the greater or as great as George Washington. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he said that. He believes that he was chosen by God and even godlike for sure. He uses Christian symbolism for more believers to follow him. I mean, that's what I said. I totally agree with that. So yeah, he's kind of pretending that he's a god, and you can see there's like shit
God
tons of video.
complex.
Of course, there's like shit tons of video where you see like followers painting, through churches, like mega church, and then painting Trump, and they were like, yeah, this is so cool, Trump forever. But the thing is, what I don't understand is this: is there's like this, as you're saying here, you're talking about like symbolism, Christian symbolism, but the thing is, culturally it really depends on the different places. For example, in the US there's might be a construction of this idea of what is Christianity, but then you go to the UK, might be different. You go somewhere in West Europe, East Europe, it's going to be totally different, or
Yeah,
any
it's
of
different
those.
with Muslim countries too. If you go to
I know, of
Turkey, it's
course.
different. If you go to
But so that's why, I
Syria,
was asking the question about like, is he really a Christian or not? Because like he's following definitely, some type of symbolism of Christianity that you can find in the US, but might not be the same as somewhere else. So at that point, like, is it really the Bible that's, leading the idea? He believes in
oh,
gods, but
Trump is
not
an
like a Christian.
occultist. That's Matt's expertise.
And he knows the god, natural immature. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
He
we can
could
go
be
with.
actually. You know what? I will be more leaning into, because I think the occult is coming from like Christian culture, right? Like in
Yeah.
Muslim cultures, you don't have those things. Like those are like very strictly forbidden.
Then what about genes?
Those are not, those are like beings. That's not nothing to do with magic. And if you do shit like that, actually most, sorry, should I curse? Maybe I shouldn't
Yeah,
curse.
whatever. I'm
um
here. We're
like
Friday.
people would definitely see that as a sin. Like if you, oh, I'm talking with jinns and I'm like kind of talking with these beings, I'm gonna do this and that. A lot of Muslims who
Hmm.
are like, at least my understanding is practicing, like those things are forbidden. You can't do magic, you can't do, like, you can't bend the nature because it's God's, work in some sense, and it
Hmm.
needs to be respected. You can't play with those forces. It's like very forbidden.
But that's the thing. So who's those forces? Like, genes are not good guys, from what I understand,
Genes
right?
are like, my understanding is like another dimension they live, and then they are not demons, but they are another creation of God. Like, I don't know, like demons and angels and stuff like that. That is kind of stuck in between in some sense, but they have, like, I guess, powers, but it just doesn't go into that. I feel like it's I don't know. I need to read more about that, but it's like from another dimension beings that are different than us, and then it's God's creation.
So they
That's
were
my
created
simple.
by God too.
Yeah, and then he moved on
All
to
right.
humans because humans are the most, the top tier,
Interesting. Is it like, I think it's the same as, Satan? The same idea,
Yeah.
like an angel type of shit that was like down underneath. But yeah, occult for sure. It means Eden. Yeah, it means like it's behind, what it is. It's not about like worshiping demon and things like that. For example, would you consider, Aaron, what is it called? Pyramids bullshit. Dude, come on, help
What
me!
is this? What
It's
are
on
you
the
doing?
fucking. It's on the dollar bill. What is it called? That fucking
The
Freemason.
triangle with the
No,
eye?
Freemason.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you
Freemason.
think like
Okay.
Freemason is an occult kind of a leaning idea too?
Isn't it? Kind of, maybe. No.
I mean, it is in some way. That's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's what it is. It doesn't have to be like demonic or magical or something like that. I think it's just this idea of believing in something different, which is so interesting too. At the same time, like if you take Freemasons,
Yeah.
there's two type of Freemasons. There's like one type of Freemasonry that is based on kind of Christian values, and there's
Hmm.
another one that is mostly based on Judaism, right? And most of the time they're using symbols related to Egypt, by the way.
Hmm.
It's Egyptian too. So for me it's fucking crazy. And like the rank, the idea of the Freemasons, right? What do you
Hmm.
learn from the Freemasonry?
Oh, I this is like very 101 type of knowledge. So please tell me what's
No, but there's like this
I'm
idea
curious.
of level, it's kind of a bullshit consciousness
Oh,
bull
okay, okay.
crap,
I remember there are like tiers that you get
there's
to kind
tiers,
of
yeah,
like.
exactly. So and then like if you get to the like the secret is knowing something about consciousness, some shit bullshit like
Yeah.
that. So uh from what I understood is like, yeah, if you're level tier master bullshit or something like that, you know how to you know manipulate your consciousness and the consciousness of gods and shit like that. That's basically what it is.
So
But that's also
Aaron
that's
is saying that
I don't
Freemasons are
understand.
classically craftsmen who teach about God with their work.
Yeah, I agree. But the idea that's all this is why I say that there's like these two variation, which is like from the UK, which is more Christian, and then there's like
Uh-huh.
another part that is more Judaism, based on Judaism too. But yeah, it's always referring to old Egypt for sure. But
Also, I'm
what is
gonna
interesting,
yeah.
it's but the thing is, what I don't understand really, and this is why, like, do they consider themselves Jews for some of them, or do they consider themselves Christian, even though they're talking about consciousness and the reading of the Bible that is not really the Bible and it's definitely not the fucking same thing. So then at that point, like, who the fuck are they? Yeah,
I
the
mean, this
Scottish
is
Rite and
probably controversial, but I feel like they are maybe mix matching with different religions and kind of get like certain things from each of them. And the idea of God, like that being
Mhm.
most powerful, like the top, they kind of believe that, but they don't name it. It's almost like they don't want to put a name to it. I mean, they're
No, no, no. I
Freemasons,
think I
so
think
it's
they
like,
do, like, throughout, through the through the York Rite that you're saying and Scottish Rite. Like when you go through those rites, you read a book, and it's usually they say something about God there. Like if you take the one that is basically based on Judaism, like it's in Hebrew, and it definitely refers to some gods.
and also, agnostic. We were talking about agnostic, right?
Yeah.
So the understanding, the motor understanding of is about like knowing, not knowing, blah blah blah. But the word Gnostic, if you look at what it has a different meaning, like historically.
Okay.
So
What does it mean?
Gnosticism is knowledge about kind of like supernatural things that are not naturally explained. These people studied uh, these phenomenons. Like, so if you have a
Hmm.
lot of knowledge about that, like magic could be certain phenomenons that you're constant, like you might be a Gnostic person. So agnosticism is basically saying,
Wait. So that means like if I believe in ghosts,
yeah,
that I will be agnostic, even
no,
though
if
I'm
you're
not connecting
believing,
ghosts
like,
to.
say, 400 years ago, if you like saying that you can talk with ghosts, or you have like theological knowledge about like hell, heaven, like those things,
Hmm.
and you believe those things in some sense.
Yeah.
But it was knowledge. My understanding is, I think that these people
Thanks,
who
Aaron.
know.
Thanks for the follow. But
So the word agnostic didn't even exist probably back then. It was just Gnosticism. Like if you just Google it.
no, of course, I'm just lazy to fucking Google it. I'm just using my brain now. I'm brain power. 5 p.m. What is 5 p.m.?
5 p.m. where though?
in Pacific time, dude. Your time.
Nice.
I don't know what is 5, 6. Wait. I need
are
the
you
clock, dude.
are you a rounder? How
I'm
do
a
you see the
rounder. When I have the
how do you
clock,
see
I need.
the how do you see the year? Like January to December?
No,
Do you like
I
a
told you
list?
the years are like warped, dude. It's so fucking weird. Like it's not a line. It's not a fucking circle. It's a weird shape, oblong,
Huh.
weird.
Mine is
Uh,
elliptical. Like
yeah, me too. Elliptical, kind
okay.
of. So 5 p.m. for you guys. Yeah, it's like Saint Thomas. You know, Saint Thomas only believes what he sees. So then,
Huh.
who's Saint Thomas? Is it an agnostic or is it like a Christian? 5
So
p.m. for you means fucking late for me. Oh, actually 5. That's it's 2 a.m. No, what time is it right now? Los Angeles. So it's in 5 hours. What time is it here? 9. Yeah, 2 p.m. 2 a.m. for me. I can still might do it, but you can still do it for sure if you're Evel
so this is
Florida.
ChatGPT, okay? Gnosticism is an ancient spiritual and philosophical belief system that emphasizes secret knowledge as the path to spiritual enlightenment and salvation. So, core beliefs. What the hell? Come on.
Dude, is trying to convert you, dude. Like that's the problem with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a god too, and he's trying to convert you by saying bullshit stuff. And then you're like, okay, I should ask ChatGPT, and then you're gonna fucking kneel on the ground, put your hands
I mean,
together,
you
and be
can you
like,
can tell me another source. Wikipedia.
yeah, go Wikipedia, of course, dude.
What? Where
Huh?
am I? Where else am I gonna go?
What are you looking at? Gnosticism,
Gnosticism. Yeah.
Gnosticism. I'm just like clicking right.
A collection of religious ideas and systems that coalescence in the late first century AD among early Christian sects. These
What?
diverse
Sex?
groups,
Sex? Did you say
sects,
sex?
sects, CT.
Sex, religious sex.
These diverse groups emphasize personal spiritual knowledge about the proto Orthodox teachings, traditions, and authority of religious institutions. Like, basically, it doesn't have the meaning of today. That's what I was going to say. Like, the modern understanding is if you're an agnostic, you're basically claiming that, well, I don't know. Like all of these things you guys are saying. So that's how you're positioning yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing
But
to
they're open to
do.
this idea too. Like for example, I unfortunately, uh, buried one of my friends last year. All right,
Mhm.
and so his wife was. I don't think he's a believer at all. I would say he's agnostic, but I'm not gonna doing a cremation and not like we're not gonna fucking burn him down and put him in ashes because from how all the religions in general always keep the bodies, right? So
Yeah.
basically throughout ancient history, like most of the religions tell you to keep the body in some way. So she was like, because we don't know, we should keep the body, and burying instead of
But he
getting
wanted
the
to be
ashes.
burned?
No, he didn't know. They didn't know.
Oh, okay.
He didn't specify. But his religious belief were not there at all. But that's what I'm saying. Like they were agnostic. But in case of, they kept the body. That's the idea,
Yeah.
which I think was interesting.
In case of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the in case of
I think some people believe because of that.
because of
You
what
know,
a death.
in case of, like, what if there's a hell? And if I don't believe, I'll go. What was that? There's like this guy who popularized that idea. Like,
Dentist,
there's, huh?
dentist,
No,
dent.
not a dentist.
No, the dentist, dude. Don't, dentist.
Or Dantes.
Or Blaise Pascal, maybe dentist,
Dentists.
dentist.
Dentists popularized that idea. Yes.
Blaise Pascal for sure too, but dentist. The 9 levels of hell. With the purgatory and all these things.
Inferno.
Inferno, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I
But
think some people believe because like, well, what if there's a hell? What if there's a God? I don't know, so I don't want to risk it. And maybe other things, blah blah blah.
but then
So
for me, that's already believing in something. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not about knowing.
yeah,
At that point, it's
they're
believing in
believing in
something.
that case,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But the motives, I'm questioning the motives. Like
Like
some people believe that if you don't believe, you might be a bad person. Like it's essential to morality to have a religion. Like some people will claim that, and that's the motivation. Some people would say like they had an experience, they saw something, they talked with God. You
yeah, sure, they talk with God.
know,
Yeah, of course they do.
that's
But
how Mormonism started.
what do you mean? Yeah, that's
Mormons.
how. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's why he did. Yeah, he met those angels and
I mean, I
everything.
guess all the
God.
others kind of started like that
It's
too.
always like that, dude. It's always like that. Now think about it.
The burning bush.
The burning bush tells you to write something on the fucking tablet made of
Yeah.
stone, and that guy
I'm
took
going
how
up to
many?
the mountain. Don't follow
And
me up
dude, and
there.
how long? I think there was like someone was making a joke online about that, saying like, Moses like took how many days to get there, and then he drew the fucking same shit on Google Map, and walking was like 3 days or some shit, and you're like, motherfucker was a liar or some shit. How could it be longer? Back
Yeah.
then. But I don't know. What is interesting is those type of beliefs, um, are really mixed nowadays with spirituality at the same time. Like for example, one of my best friend is a Christian, right? Um, he do believe in God. Is not applying anything about God. He's going to church sometimes, and he's praying for him, to not fucking die. But he doesn't really believe in a God with a beard and overseeing stuff. He doesn't like believe in a physical God in some way. And I think this is interesting because he's still a Christian. He still get those symbolism, from Christian values. But at the same time, it doesn't represent God as what it was. And
Hmm.
Jesus, maybe, maybe not. Sure, might have existed. I don't know if we get the message, dude. I think it's locked in again. No.
The link?
Uh, yeah. Can you whisper, Aaron?
Oh, it's
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Pascal's wager. Pascal's wager. Yeah, that's true. That's what I couldn't remember.
What do you mean?
Like Pascal's wager is basically what if there's a hell? What if there's a God? It's more logical
Oh yeah, yeah.
to
I mean, Pascal
like
was more
the
about that.
consequences are so high, you know, they choose to believe.
Yeah, Aaron. Like, I don't see
The link?
the link. Yeah, it doesn't work because it's automatically, being
How
censored.
about sharing on YouTube? I don't know, Twitch is maybe
Oh,
not
maybe on
showing
no,
it.
I think on YouTube might be the same, dude, too. But normally there's whispering. I don't know how you fucking whisper because I remember someone whispered something and then sent us a video. It took a fucking while,
Yeah.
but we did. How do we whisper? Like the
And
other
guys,
viewers.
also
Daniel.
please follow us. That we would really appreciate it
Yeah, that
if
would be
you
great.
didn't.
We almost 20 followers. Not a lot, but we're trying. Daniel, do you know how to whisper? Like we have no idea how to fucking use it. We've been doing that for a year or some shit almost. I think you can click the name. Not sure which icon is it though. Daniel. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Exactly. There you go.
Daniel is like, I'm gonna watch you guys a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna follow or not.
But where are you coming from, Daniel? Also, Aaron, now I understand, like from the West Coast for sure, but Pacific time. So, what about you, Daniel? Do you believe in God? Do you think there's like an higher power over us? Exactly, right, Daniel?
Just one click,
One click
it's
away, you can
fine,
take it back if you want, like in a few hours. Thank you. Thank you for the
Let's
follow,
talk
Daniel.
about anarchism a little bit, Matt. That's your
I got
favorite.
Pascal. Oh, dude, you see, like, there's this thing. It's
Oh, he got
following me.
Pascal.
Woo. Oh, nice, nice. Thank you.
Who
Um,
Pascaled you? It actually I got Pascal too when I was maybe like 20, like 18, 20. Like that's kind of around the time that I'm like
thank you.
shaping my thoughts around it, but I Pascal for a few months by a friend.
It's so
And then
funny because, like, we study Pascal in France.
uh-huh.
I didn't do that, right? So we study Pascal in France, and then we're like, just losing interest about it. It's so funny for me, like seeing people talking about Pascal in the US, elsewhere in the world. And I'm like, I studied that shit when I was in high school. I fucking hated it. Why the fuck are you bringing that up again? And now
So
I feel
they
like completely left out because I don't remember shit about it.
what class they were teaching it at in France? Like you said high
um,
school, right?
yeah, high school, yeah. So we have like
Like
two, like, so we have like whatever curriculum you're following, you still have like French, literature.
uh-huh.
And then at the end of high school, you have philosophy also.
Oh, okay. So in
So
philosophy class, they were
in
teaching
between those two,
Pascal's
yeah,
major.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah.
We had like religious classes in Turkey, and some of them were mandatory, and it was like the
Exactly,
lamest
Daniel.
class ever. Like it just, I mean, maybe because I went to private school,
Oh my God. Yeah, of
but
course, dude. Ivy League
it was just
school.
we didn't do anything. It just almost like he just walks in, sits down, and then nothing. Like we just hang out all whole class. It was almost empty.
I'm just quoting you, Daniel. Did you get the message, Aaron? I don't know if you're still here or not. But I mean, I went to private school at one point too, when I was like before high school, and that was painful. But I think we talked about it in the podcast once. But this is where I saw like those old books, about incantation and uh, occultism. Actually, that's what we talked
Uh-huh.
earlier too. About like what is it called when you're trying to get the demon out of someone? Exorcism. Gosh, that was fucking crazy, dude. I love that.
Oh, okay. I did the whisper for Aaron, by the way. I don't know if he
I did too, but it
received
didn't
it.
work.
You did too? Hmm.
He said that he sent that on YouTube. Check it out.
YouTube.
Yeah, check YouTube, dude.
I don't see it. What the
Um,
hell?
but what was so funny is this idea that every time that we're learning about religion, there is always this idea of, bad things too at the same time. Like, what was funny for me was when I was in school and we were studying religion, and stuff like that. Um, there is always someone talking about this weird book about demons and how to get the fucking dead out of their fucking shit. I don't know, summoning demons and crap like that. And you're like, wait, we're talking about Jesus, some shit, and God, what the fuck is going on? And then there's always someone being like, yeah, there's the book of the dead, and you can do some fucking incantation and then people can get out
And
from
you
the
were more
dead.
interested in that.
Of course I was more interested in that. Like, why do you even fucking bring it up in the first place? I don't understand, I don't believe in shit, and you're trying to make me believe in shit that is wrong, obviously, because that there's the right and there is the wrong in the religion. And then I'm like, fuck. So did you get the YouTube
I followed Aaron.
on YouTube?
So he might have links on the.
Oh fuck, I'm not connected, so I don't know. Okay, what did you say, Daniel? Obviously, what Pascal didn't quite realize is that if you and you is it hell already there here? Daniel is saying that he's in hell right now with us. Gosh.
Aaron, do you do the streaming on Twitch or YouTube? Both. I think we can connect from Twitch. I mean, at 5 p.m. But
Dude, I'm just gonna put you in full screen. So if you don't see my face, all right, and you only see your face, that's normal. You're in full screen, all right? I'm just gonna get some drink. Right? Yes?
okay, all
Okay.
right. What are you getting? Diet Coke?
Of course. Shut the fuck up.
Matt is still a big contributor of
Talk about Blaise
capitalism.
Pascal, dude.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you don't follow Pascal's wager, then yeah, or follow if you follow it, yes. And then there are like other religions you need to apply that logic to. Yeah. No, we did a podcast called Yes and No Podcast, and that was recorded like 45 minutes long, and we have them. You can find them on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok. If you search Yes and No Podcast. So first we did like 10 episodes, and then we gave a break, and then we did another 10 episodes. Now we're kind of debating if we should still do that or try another type of content. So, not to get rusty, we're doing lives, because we're friends for like 6 7 years, and if we don't have these conversations, we just on the phone talking about politics most of the times. And um but this time, normally we don't do like atheism and anarchism. We kind of like political stuff we mostly talk about. But I think it's interesting. I think Matt's political economical thoughts are like, he's from France, so he's more like social democrat. And he likes to talk about anarchism too. Like, I'll try to bring that topic up, and we'll see what he's gonna say. And but yeah, I follow a lot of atheist channels. I watch a lot of atheist debates, which I don't really like the debate format. I like when there's like a communication or like some kind of conversation. But I don't know, I think it's an interesting topic. So Kraz, what's up, Kraz? But yeah, so if you want to check out it was a huge struggle, dude. I mean, no, and the funny thing is, I'm in US right now. I live in Los Angeles, and it is like I feels like I'm going through the same shit. It's like Erdogan was elected in 2002. In Turkey, you can be elected 3 times, 4 years, so 12 years in total. And then after he was elected the third time, I was like, what the hell is going on? No, I'm in US. Matt is in France. He wants to live in US. He lived in US too, but it's just visa situations. Like he was here with a student visa, and then he had to go back at some point. But his heart is here in Los Angeles. But yeah, it was really hard in Turkey. So after, like, when he elected the third time, I'm like, this is not going anywhere good. Like, this guy will try to be elected again. And like, these guys are corrupt. Like, they do like some corrupt stuff, and they know that they're going to be convicted. So they try to keep their power as long as they can. And people buy their, you know, sales tactics. Like, it's just a little frustrating to see that's happening. But um yeah, Erdogan was the same thing, and he's still there. It's like 25 years. Now you guys know what we were dealing. We were dealing like a Trump figure for the past 20, I don't know, 3 years. I think that's the best way to explain. So I think it is still hurting. A lot of people have hope though. The problem is the economy. First of all, like when I left 10 years ago, one Turkish lira was $2.8. It was a good currency. I mean, relatively, but now it's 40. Like one Turkish lira is 40. Sorry, $1 is 40 Turkish lira, and it really affects the economy. We have inflation, like, and we are constantly trying to adapt markets. And also people in Turkey, they live like they live in US and Europe. They want to buy things, they want to do things. um but yeah, this guy doesn't create trust. This guy is not really doing well in the global trade, global platform. So I think it
A
affects
creds.
countries economy too.
Or you guys switch
Politics.
to
We can talk
politics?
about anarchism
God.
if you want. You know, you can tell us your election perspective, how we should elect our representatives.
The lotocracy?
Lotocracy, yeah. So Matt thinks we should do a lotto to
Lottery,
elect
yeah.
presidents
Yeah, we
or
should pick them
representatives,
up
like just
completely,
like
you know.
mashy mushy. Just, do you at least want some educate, like some degree, or no? Anybody can do it, like age maybe.
Let me think. I'm going to turn off my mic. I need to swallow first. Yes.
um
So what do you
but
guys
yeah,
talked about?
Daniel was
Erdogan.
asking me Erdogan, yeah.
All right.
And I was telling him that he is exactly like Trump. Very similar guy.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay.
My
But
friend went to get some apples, I guess. Is this like a
yeah,
religious reference you're making at? Like,
of course, dude.
it's like I need to think about it, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
kind
of
of.
course. It's always a statement, dude. Is Le Pen, wesh mon frère? Um, is Le Pen like Trump too? Um, I think it's more subtle, to be honest. I think French politics is fucking crazy, dude. Like you get like Republicans that are having the same talks of far right, which has the same fucking talk points of Trump. Like nowadays, there's a guy that is normal, right, like conservative right, but normal conservative right. He says, okay, people with that are illegal, like in the U.S., same thing. We're going to deport them to a French island near Canada. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like they're trying to be the fucking same shit as Trump is doing. So if you get like the normal conservative right guy that are normally not far right and has the same fucking talking points, I think it's even further than Trump, to be honest. But yeah, Le Pen is like Trump in some way. They have no fucking clue about politics and all that. But she's not how can I say that, an entertainer like Trump is, not just about his career before, but
Does
she's
does
not a
she
show. She's not a show woman, for example.
does she
Like
bombard the like media, like every day, like, or like this thing is gonna happen, that thing is gonna happen?
no,
It
that's
just
the thing. It's the
creates this.
media. That's the media that's bringing the talking points of what she's
They are not
doing.
doing it. Hmm.
She's not doing it.
Hmm.
She's not bringing the conversation. The media is bringing the conversation, and then she's like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, you see, I'm just like that." But the problem is, she got like proven guilty for you know money, what
Laundering
is it
money?
called, not laundering money, like getting fucking money from the parliament to pay fake employees, at the European Parliament. So she basically, how do we say that again, fucking,
We call it, I don't know in English. In Turkish we call it hosing, or like it's like kind of with a,
sucking up.
yeah.
Yeah, in French we say turning around money. It's like
Ah.
you do that symbol in some way.
To that.
You
Alright.
turn
I'm
around your
familiar
fucking
with this
hands
hand
and you bring the
gesture.
fucking money in your pocket. This is international, yeah. Everybody knows what it means. Like if you do that, that's not the same.
Yeah.
But this, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's dude about 4 million euros. So she got proven guilty to that. So she should do like 4 years of prison. And how much did I say? 4 million euros. Yeah, 4 million euros, some shit like that. And then she got proven guilty, so she should go to jail for 4 years, but not really completely in jail for 4 years. So she's gonna have to stay home for 2 years, some shit like that. And if she doesn't fucking do bullshit stuff, then she's not going to prison. So of course she switched the fucking language to, yeah, you see the system and the justice against us. So she's doing kind of
Yeah.
a
Dodge
Trump now.
Dodge is doing that. Dodge is doing this too.
Yeah, George, motherfucker.
Kraz, he's a gamer. What
Yeah,
games do you play? Matt is a Call of Duty guy
no,
and
shut the
Battlefield
fuck
guy.
up. Oh my god. Is he still here, Kraz? Dude, like it's been a while
I
since
don't
we
know.
saw him.
Daniel,
But yeah,
do you play any video games? I'm not a gamer. I don't really. I mean, I like them, but I got addicted so bad when I was younger. So I was like, I need to stop playing this. I can't control myself. I
dude, I
really
think,
can't. I just think about it all the time
dude,
after the
I saw
day. It's just
something
so.
fucking funny about that, like this afternoon, which has nothing related to religion, nothing to do with the politics, guys. Too. So it was a guy who actually blamed a pharmaceutical, what is it called? Fuck, dude, I'm losing my words. What the
You
fuck?
losing your words? Yeah.
Pharmaceutical company, pharma,
Okay.
whatever,
Pharmaceutical.
pharma.
Okay.
All right, a big pharma.
Big pharma. Yeah.
Because he he had Parkinson, right? So he started to get this medication to help him with Parkinson, right? To less
Uh huh.
shake, and apparently the medication made him go fucking crazy with spending money, sex. He became addicted to those things supposedly just because of this fucking medication, which sounds like the best medication ever, to be honest. Like, I don't know. But I saw that, I was like, come on, shut the fuck up, right? And the guy was like, yeah, I lost 80,000 euros because of it. And it was also the sex, I was addicted to sex. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you were like this before, and now you're having fucking sex and shit tons of party? Dude, that's fucking great. Come on.
This is where in France?
Yeah. No,
Hmm.
no, that's funny. Oh, there's no more music.
There's a huh? I don't know. Stop.
We're
There's a
slightly
new
low.
series on Netflix, kind of like a real life event,
Okay.
and
Go ahead, go ahead.
basically this woman was scamming people for followers, and she was like, "I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer."
Oh, yeah, yeah, I heard about
The
that. What the fuck?
apple cider vinegar. So she was
Apple
kind of
cider
saying
vinegar.
if you drink apple cider vinegar, like more holistic, natural thing that she was
Hmm.
selling. But that she didn't have cancer. She was just using it, and that was just so fucked up because a lot of people died because of her, and she doesn't really
Gives a shit.
gives a shit.
Wait, Daniel, you said a little gaming, eating out to play some Rocket League with friends and get drunk a bit, dude. Of course, it's that time.
Nice.
I'm locked. That's why I'm not going out, but otherwise, I would do the same. Also, my friend's in the
Şımarık.
US, and I like to talk to him. Also, I wish I could fire off a sentence in Turkish too, but I really only know Simarik because of Tarkan.
Şımarık.
Shimarik?
Yeah.
Shimarik?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's basically like I think it's like spoiled, maybe like
dude, the only thing
yeah.
that I know from Turkan is like, that's it. I don't think it's even Turkish, to be honest.
It's more French than Turkish.
I would say it's more French, to be honest. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
know that's from the same song, but I
That
don't know where
song is
insane. Like,
like I was young when that song, and then who would have known after like years people would still know that in Europe.
I know it's fucking crazy. Like
It's just
I
so
can
old.
I can
It's like
sing it.
19. Huh?
I think I can sing it, but I don't know
Don't.
any words.
Please
You
don't.
know. I know I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna fucking sing some gibberish or some shit. You know. This the come.
Like that's
Something like that.
1997, dude.
I wasn't born actually.
Like 30 years ago almost. And
Oh.
that's how you guys know us.
This and kebab.
The camels.
Kebab.
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 Kebab, sure. We
Kebab.
don't have camels, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
I think one of the Turkish guy, like was following this comedian, and he got pissed because when he went to Europe, and taxi driver asked him like, "Do you guys have camels?"
What do you mean?
And
Like,
then he got like the taxi driver, like while having a conversation, he asked like, "Well, you guys have camels there?" And then like blah blah, blah, just to have a conversation, but he got pissed because he was just like frustrated, I guess, that he still thinks we have like camels or some shit like that. So he says, "Yeah, we have camels. We actually fuck camels." And he just was trolling him, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was just saying that's better to believe that than
to believe what? What else otherwise?
yeah. I mean,
Let me check.
dürüm döner, nice.
But
Yeah,
to be
that was
honest,
so good, dude. When I went to Istanbul, I think I told you
wait,
this,
2 seconds. For like just to answer the question, yes, in the U.S. they don't have that a lot. They have more like Lebanese or Iranian food than Turkish one.
yeah. And you know what? Mexicans have doner here.
What?
Mexicans?
What do you mean Mexicans? What?
Mexicans they do doner,
Really?
but they don't do it as like doner. They're doing it as like the way that they're doing in Mexico and whatever they are calling it. But like if you see like meat, that someone is cutting, Mexicans here do it too.
Okay.
But they don't do it as doner. What was I saying? I was saying something. You interrupted me, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like
I
tacos.
was saying when I went to Turkey, I did
Yeah,
kebab,
you did
shish kebab,
shish kebab.
and meat, like multiple different types of shit for like 4 or 5 hours, like 7:30 to 12:30. We just eat food, and it was kind of like, what is it called? Korean barbecue here. I think the closest I will get here is Korean barbecue to that. But the problem with
No.
Korean barbecue is like they just try to kick you out. Like they're just keep throwing the meat on the like. Calm down. Give me some
Calm the
time.
fuck
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want
But
to have a
that's
conversation with my friend. I want to
that's
like
beauty.
spread it out and then
Spread it
drink
out.
sake.
Yeah, that's true.
I need
Sorry.
some time.
But yeah, the food was good, I guess. No. That's the only thing you remember from Turkey. That's what I understood.
Yeah, that's
From
what
your
I
trip.
miss generally.
Just the
Yeah.
fucking food.
The food.
Which is not that good, I mean, not. No.
I
Listen,
mean, I grow up with that too. So
I know. But what I'm saying, like, it's not something. Like, do you think it's really different? You could not do that in the U.S.
well, they were not managing to.
But that's my question. Could you cook the same way in the U.S. and with the
Technically,
with the
you
product?
can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, for
But
example, for French food,
I
you
mean,
can't.
no, but that's the thing. I think you need certain ingredients too that when you have it in Turkey, that makes the food even more delicious. And the
But like
way
what type?
that
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
cooking it, well, if you're talking about the methodology, how you cannot do it in anywhere else but in France.
No, the product in itself. I understand. But
Yeah, the
that's what I'm saying.
product only you have it in France,
Hi, Just Germany.
right? Like
Yeah.
you can the
No, but
method can be applied anywhere.
No, but you cannot like have fucking duck liver, for example, in the U.S.
Yeah, because they
You
don't
can't.
produce that. Yeah.
They don't produce, and it's also banned. So you
Yeah,
cannot fucking do it.
You savages.
I know, right?
What was the other one?
Thanks,
Sardines.
Daniel. Thank you for the follower, and see you next time. Which one? The other one? Foie
The
gras?
sardine? No, not
Sardine?
sardine.
Sardine
The
paste?
The
Sardine
fish
bucket?
eggs.
The fish eggs?
Like they kind of extract the egg like forcefully from the fish.
Yeah, it's great. But it's like, this is like Russia, so.
No,
Caviar.
caviar. Yeah,
Caviar is like Russian.
is Russian.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Saint Just, Germany.
Philosophy
Oh,
tag. Yes, we were
philosophy
talking
tag.
about religion for a while, but
Yeah,
now we
sorry
switched
we
it to
diverged. Yeah, for
cultural
sure.
differences, I guess. Um,
So,
but
what are
yeah,
your system of beliefs, Saint Just, Germany? Like, do you believe in God?
I mean, there's
Because that's also,
saints
I know, that's what I'm saying.
in the name.
Yeah.
Saint just German. Just
But I think
German, you know.
I kind of like, the title that you put, because I think it's really interesting to also.
I think atheism is an amazing topic that I can talk hours.
No, but I agree. But then I like the fact that you put it next to it, anarchism, because
Yeah.
it goes further to that, like even in philosophy, because you
Mhm.
can go to this idea, like what is right, what is wrong, and then it is something that is, a core belief that religion at all at the beginning that created laws in general, and then you can go to be okay. If I'm an anarchist, do I believe in secular power too at the same time that is based on religion? There
Yeah.
you go.
But I feel like I feel still quite ignorant about anarchism. Like I understand it, I guess, to a degree, but there's no examples coming into my mind that's like, oh, this system was an anarchist system and it worked. Like I need to go maybe like years in a history that there was no government,
Yeah,
there's no governing system.
exactly.
That's what you want, though.
But that's what it is, no? Like
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, I guess. Yeah.
tribes. That's what tribes are usually. Like
Yeah.
there's multiple systems of tribes that are working like that. There's like sometimes there's like the religious idea of someone that is like a priest or some shit, right? And
Yeah.
then sometimes
Like
there's
some.
like the old people, the
Yeah.
ancients, and they help you. But then sometimes it's just multiple people that are trying to live their own life, and they support their community at the same time. But then no one is really taking
I mean, the
power over.
governing. It was kind of like feudalism was the first, like the kings and stuff. What is the term for that? Like,
Yeah,
it's maybe
feudalism.
the
Yeah.
first governing, or like lords or something, like the heads of the tribe that start to turn. Kind of like maybe the numbers, like when the numbers are getting higher, it just
I mean,
starts to.
dude, that was happening with ancient Egypt too. Like think about
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
they were thinking they were God, so of course.
Yeah.
So Sen just said, "Well, I think there's some greater being power source. I think it's logical that there's some entity which is the highest and most powerful one."
But do you think that entity has some human traits like thinking, punishing, conscious, and observing the way that we understanding? Like it's checking us, and then once we did all of these things, then once we die, we're gonna be punished or rewarded, or we're gonna go to a Valhalla or whatever.
Yeah, what is the extent of that belief? Because, like, for example, like we mentioned it a little bit earlier about uh, fuck, dude, astrology, but not astrology. Gosh,
Astrology,
no,
morology,
no,
the big G.
no. There's people that don't believe in God, but they believe in
Oh,
energy of
agnosticism.
ours.
No.
Not
Oh,
agnosticism.
occult.
Not even occult, dude. It was one of our fucking episodes about dude higher vibration and
I
shit
think
like
it's one
that.
of my favorite things to troll, Matt. When it's the right
Dude, I
time.
cannot find the word. Like I'm tired, I guess, because I cannot find my words. It's insane. I hate it.
Describe it a little bit more.
Yeah. We need more context in just.
No, but you describe me the
Oh,
word.
me? It's just like power. That's it over us. That's it. But no like physical form, energy and shit, dude. 5D motherfuckers. Like
Oh,
hippies like hippie type of fucking shit. You know, come
Ascending.
on. Yeah, you want to send, sure, go ahead, but you know.
Out of body experience.
No, what is the fucking term, dude?
Deism.
What?
Deism.
Man, no, come on, man.
Taoism. Taoism. Buddhism.
No,
Is there ism at the end?
no, there's no
No.
ism at the end. I don't think
So
so.
it's referring to the being, like
No, in general, dude, what we say, those people fucking. Okay, Sen just answered. I've fucking lost track of what I wanted to say
let's
anyway,
move
so
on.
fuck
Let's
this
move on.
shit.
I think we have to distinguish between some entities. The highest consciousness, which has thinking capacity, maybe some consciousness, which is abstract to us, and the New Age approach, which says all there is an entity by itself.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm referring. Like, I'm trying to refer to that shit. The fucking word of it. What is it called? God,
Spirituality.
fucking shit. Yeah, that was the fucking word, dude. Spirituality. Gosh, god damn it.
I knew it all along.
Shit,
I knew it
I
from
know that
just
you knew
kidding.
it all along, motherfucker. Anyway, so it's more like that. You're more on the spirituality side.
But he's
than
giving
just-
3 options. I don't know which one he is. Are you the first one? Are you the second one? Or are you the third one? Like I can kind of argue that there's one thing governing the whole universe. Like I would understand, we can have that philosophical conversation. But then like kind of that thing showing human treats like thinking, watching, punishing, and aware of, like that, to me it's a little bit like almost we're reflecting our brain neurology to this like collective thing going on as reality. So I would lean into more 3, but
For
you
us.
know a lot of people is 1.
But that's the thing, and even one, like, there's a physical form most of the time, you know. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing about religion. It's like from what I when I wrote your when I read your 3 points, for me they're all the same from what they are right now. Just like higher consciousness, some type of consciousness that is abstract, and then there's the new age approach. But the reality is like there's a physical form for the first one usually. There's like this idea of a being, literally physical.
Which is either real or derivative of reality, which means there's at least one mind outside of one mind. But that's the interesting part to me. Like I'm a big favor of information theory, and it's interesting to me like how information works in the reality we understand. We use it in practical sense too. So when I look the systems that can process information, like our brains or like a chip, which is like silicon based, blah blah blah. But like looking in the universe, I don't see a system like that processes the information as we understand it. It's constantly processing information. Like there's like everything is some kind of exchange of
Energy or matter.
information.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're reflecting as like we have a mind. We are like very superior beings, I guess, and very interesting beings, like very unlikely to happen in universe. Therefore, like if we can exist, like there must be something that governs this whole thing. As like it's almost like we're reflecting it. So that's where I'm like really suspicious still. What are you looking for?
Dude, a mosquito. God damn it. It's already mosquito season. I'm sorry. Just, I'm very
Let it
convinced
bite
I'm
you,
more than a
and it'll
brain,
go
which
away.
is just matter because I'm subjective to experience. Okay, but at the end of the day, like I think the question was more about like, do you think there's like a physical entity? Because the way you're saying like there's an outside world, there's something else, a derivative of reality, but from what we interpret as religion most of the time, those are grounded to specific symbolism, specific ideas.
Yeah.
Like when we're talking about Christianity, there's this concept of heaven, of hell. So those are places that you can put a name, a term, and you can even build your imagination around it. Like I know how heaven looks like, even though I've never been there, even though I'm not believing it, because that's the idea of that people reflecting to it.
Yeah, I think I remember this imam, like a Muslim religious person. Like he was saying, the interviewer was asking him like, "What is God?" That was the question, and he was like, "That's a trick question. Like I can't
Hmm.
really tell you what God is because when I start defining the God, I'm putting limits to the God." So he was like, if I say this is a chair, if I say this is a glass, then you kind of like putting limits when you describe something. So he was
But
saying like the best I can do is a
$5.
superior divine being or a divine being,
Is
something
this
like that.
why there should not be a representation of
Yeah, one reason because the what is it called?
the prophet?
Paganism. Paganism works with icons, like symbols, icons.
Yeah.
When you put someone's face, the culture back then kind of see it as a sin or like a wrongdoing to worship a human or worship a um, idol. That's bad.
Hmm.
It was kind of against paganism or that belief or perspective. So you can't like put Muhammad's face and worship
Yeah.
Muhammad. You need to
But so what
worship
about
God.
you, Saint Just? So you're saying that, like, you think religions are too specific about the creator. So, but do you still uh, associate yourself with the religion, a specific religion, or not? Or is it like mostly about your spirituality and how you perceive an higher being, basically, or level of consciousness that is higher than us? Because, like, I was talking earlier about a friend of mine that is definitely Christian, right? And he's going to church sometimes, and he's going to talk to the fucking priest, and be like, "Oh, I seen that type of shit." But at the same time, he doesn't believe in a physical God, if I would say.
Does he also
Um,
go to church? Sorry, therapy.
yeah, he's going to
He
therapy
also
too.
goes to therapy. Right.
Yeah, yeah, with his girlfriend. Hi.
S-
Anyway,
Father, I sinned with my
yeah,
girlfriend.
you know which what I'm talking about. Uh, but um, but yeah, I mean, the thing is really into that idea of religion,
I'll do it, Aaron.
Christianity, based on also the cultural aspect to it, you know. But at the same time, I think if you really talk with him, it's more spirituality identity that he has more than the religion identity. I think he's separate too. Like, I think he's a conservative in terms of his identity because those are based on Christianity. But at the same time, on the other side, it's not really. Uh, it doesn't believe in a God with beard, and a Jesus, behind his fucking arm, sitting in heaven, some stuff like that. There's
I mean,
something else.
Jesus died for
Our
the sins
sins,
of
dude.
people. So it's the God killed, died for himself? No. Was God calling himself Father?
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah, let me check.
Let's add Aaron.
I'm trying. Did you find him?
I put it on Instagram, but it didn't show up.
I oh, on Instagram. Oh, property. But do you also, since you're here, and this is great. I really like that conversation. Like, do you
Oh, I found you. Followed.
how do you believe in something? Is it also based on an experience? Is it based on you know
Pascal's wager.
Pascal's wager? uh, no, but I think it's interesting in that sense because there's a lot of people that try to get religious or become religious. If it's not taught, I mean, it's either taught by their family, either taught by kind of a scholar, or it's either their choice to become religious because of an event that happened in their life, right? Like, I'm an old alcoholic, and I found redemption through religion because I started believing God, and God helped me through overcoming, that type of struggle that I've been going through. So that's the thing. Like, specifically, which I'm intrigued with, and just here is like, how then is becoming religious? Is it like based on, as I said, earlier, kind of a culture, or is it more you need to believe in something because you think there's something out there, in terms of, almost as you say, Pascal, in this idea, oh, almost, scientific way, there might be something, or is it like, I don't know, an experience that you had that turned you to religion, or at least that type of vision of God?
I kind of get the idea. Like, it's interesting that I personally do believe that there is just one thing behind this whole reality. So in that sense, I'm not like super against that idea of like, oh, there's a God. But when I think about that thing, it's just like a Higgs field to me, like it's just like
A
a
what? A X field?
Higgs field, like Higgs,
Oh, I thought you
the
said
Higgs
X-Men.
boson and stuff. They
Yeah,
recently,
yeah,
so he has this thing. He says basically it's kind of like this field that behaves in a certain way, uh, like that type of like physical entities. A more interesting idea to me.
but it's weird because I don't believe in any of those fucking things. I wish I could believe in those things, but I might lean more toward energy type of, idea of what could be religious, like in terms of how we interact between each others, through energy and shit like that. Why not? But in terms of, if I'm dying, I'm just dead. I'm just particles. That's it, in the void. Or
So
those
you don't believe
particles
that?
have kind of a consciousness?
Yeah. So you
No.
you don't believe that, or you don't?
No, I don't believe that. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. Like, maybe I can project because I'm an energy machine right now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
moving, I'm creating energy, I'm using energy. So maybe there's something in terms of what I reflect to other things, when micro particles to whatever the fuck it is, quantum level, if you want. Sure, why not? But the moment I'm
You
dead,
want to exist. That's the thing. You don't want to die. That's
but that's the thing. So I think, like, the moment I'm dead, then there's nothing. Like, I don't think there's kind of a
yeah.
consciousness that is behind, because like consciousness that will follow through, after you die. I think it's this idea of a soul. It's the same idea, and I don't believe in
Yeah.
that at all. You know, hmm,
But you saw a ghost, right?
no,
No? I saw multiple. I saw them all the time.
you seen them?
Them. They come as groups.
As group,
Or maybe they're aliens. Who knows?
dude. It's a gangbang. I'm having gangbang with ghosts every night, guys.
Like, I hate those kind of movies though. Like they make these horror movies that's like some spiritual being rapes. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, those are just
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
like, I'll send you, like, there are some movies that kind of like
Where?
exorcism.
Okay.
I don't know. They're like, I know that there are movies like that. Like exorcist shit, for example. Like they kind of possess the person, and then
Yeah.
they start doing fucked up things, um or the being does those things to them. But
But it's funny. Like, for me, if I had to be religious, like, I would definitely lean toward this idea of, like, demonic gods more than a
like
good god.
Satanism, you mean?
Yeah, not Satanism, but like in terms of, like, if I would see someone that is possessed and then I don't understand psychologically how it works, like there's something fucking weird and strange, like
Yeah.
physically impossible, like their fucking heads spin 360 and they're still alive, then I will be like, that is so fucking weird. All right. Then at that point, I would believe there's something wrong to that. But I would still not believe there's a higher God of up here, watching me, watching that person doing that type of shit, and would
Yeah.
be agreeing on that at all. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, there's
either there's a
the
big God, or either like those are fucking demons, or small gods from underneath, in
or
kind
the
of way.
god is the demon, like the evil, the
Yeah,
Lucifer is the one.
Lucifere. Exactly. But that's the thing. So I would not still believe there's a God.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Because like I think people would say, "Oh, if there's like bad, then that means there's good somewhere." So there might be a god, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, and then they will fucking put the cross here, like, "I compel you to get out of this fucking body," that type of shit. Like, I bet they will do the same shit as on TV and fucking movies, but I will still not compel them with the fucking cross. See, I think it's also something that happened in The Exorcism, no? I think that's also something like that. It's like an old demon type of thing, but
Yeah.
I think it's not the Christianity that takes out the demon out the
Huh, it's the law
possesses.
or
No,
something?
no, it's not love. Come on, fuck.
Does her sister kiss her and then I love you, sister, and then
And then, damn, the demon
she's
goes
just like
away. But at one point, like it's something that the demon says when he's possessing her. It's like, they're bringing the cross, and he's like, what are you supposed to do with this? Like, it doesn't exist. God doesn't exist, or something like that.
I mean, I kind of get, I guess, Saint Just German's point of view too. Like he is still. Why did I assume it's a he? Maybe she.
Yeah, you say
They
since
are.
German,
Why Germans? Germans are men.
Germany.
I'm a dude. Okay, you wrote I'm a dude. But yeah, I kind of get that idea of there might be some power, some creation. Like I think that I will be 100% okay with a society that millions of people believe in. Okay, there's like a higher being, and there's. But as you said, Matt, when things like hell, heaven, good, bad, like get so much in it, then like people want to make laws around that, and
Yeah, there's a
without having a
construct.
conversation with, huh?
Yeah, there's a construct then, imposed by the religion.
Yeah. It's extraordinary that science mocks the miracles allegedly performed by God, but has no reluctance in accepting the miracles performed by not God, by ABG, anything but. Yeah, I think that making a brilliant observer, modern
Modern
science is
science
based
is
on the
based on the
principles.
principle.
Give us
Give
one
us
free
one free
miracle and
miracle.
we'll explain the
And we
rest.
find the rest. I think we're doing like a invocation, no? And the one free miracle in the appearance of the all masses and energy. Bam! And then there's like a fucking demons coming out. I'm kidding. I didn't even read the one. Modern science is based on the principle, gives us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest. The one free miracle is in appearance of all the mass of energy in the universe and all the laws that govern a single and stand from nothing. Sorry, science, but you don't get a one free miracle. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, miracles for me, I don't understand. I don't understand miracles.
But that's the idea. It's miracles is you shouldn't supposed to understand.
No, but I don't understand the fascination with it.
Oh, I see. Why people find this fascinating.
Yeah. Like
Well, it's a
that's
rare
what I say.
occasion.
I would believe in ghost if I would see a ghost, like some like super specific. Some weird shit, 100%. But to automatically being like, oh, this is proof there's a God. Why? Like, was it like I think Oliver sent me something the other day, and it was like this miracle at the church, and I think was it the fucking I don't know. They started to open the bread or whatever, and it started to bleed. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know? But that's proof of God. God is, is saying that like through this fucking toaster or this wall or whatever the fuck it is. And that's the miracle. Why? Why is he fucking God? I don't get it. And then people are so going crazy for a while, and then you
I
just
think from
don't
the
hear
religious
about it.
perspective, miracles are things that you cannot explain too. And explain is the emphasis word here. Like anything that's miracle or like supernatural is unexplained. Once you can explain it, then it's not a miracle. It's not a, you know,
But that's the
supernatural
thing.
thing. It's a natural occurrence at that point.
But then even if you
Give me an
yeah, I
example.
agree. I don't know. I
Like
think
as long
type
as you can
type
explain
top
it,
10 miracles. I bet you can find that on Google on
yeah.
YouTube.
But the explaining is the key thing here
But
because
even if
like you can explain it like this.
even if they explain, people are still gonna be like, oh, it's still an act of God. It's like this child who's almost dead, and then the fucking surgeon, helped him
Yeah.
to not fucking die. They're still gonna say it's a fucking act of God, which
Yeah.
is literally a guy who fucking studied for 8 years that did his fucking job. But then, it's a fucking miracle.
Yeah, but explaining is the tricky part here because some people explain it, but I would argue the information you're giving me is very limited. Like when you say God did it, then the question is how God did it. And then, well, it's God. Like you're not really explaining something. But if you go to a scientist explaining a cell structure and then looking under a microscope, it's still really complicated. But it's like gonna give you a lot more information about that system and how it works. Or like apply it to any natural
Dude,
thing that we can
mitochondria
explain
is the
through.
power cell of the cell, right?
But science is like, it's kind of like investigating something, like that's not what science is. You kind of like try to understand you collect data and then you see how that system works. But then people just jump into conclusions like, this thing is happening because of God, because God said it. And how do I know? Well, we have the Bible. Check the Bible. But isn't the Bible like God sent it? Yes, Bible is true because God sent. Like it's just, I stuck there, and then it just doesn't make me feel comfortable about what reality and.
But dude,
It's how people are comfortable with it.
It's funny because, like, for example, I had a conversation this week with my other friend in France who's a believer of what is it called, near death experience, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting this idea also, like, that is kind of proof of religion. And because we talked about that, because I saw during a TV show this week some people explaining what they're seeing while they were in a coma, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one was like really subjective. He was seeing people. I think it was more like a dream type of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm telling you my dreams that are completely fucked up, and I can literally take something and read it, and it feels super real. So that was more the description he was doing. And then there was a girl, and she was like literally saying like, so there was like this classical music, in the background. And then I saw those two beings with wings, and they were just up in the tunnel. And then my grandmother came and she said, no, it's not your time. And then I
Yeah.
went back. And then when I came back to reality and I came out from my coma, then I could see the future, and I'm medium some shit right now. And I'm like, what the fuck? So like I had the conversation with them, and I'm like, I don't believe in it at all. I think it's pretty obvious what you can experience, but the fact that it's so precise and it's also really entangled with one specific religion, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of an angel, and the gates of heaven, like that
Yeah.
means like
Not the
all the
other
other
ones.
religions, that doesn't fucking work then. And there's like classical music. What the fuck, and but it's like the biggest music, and it's like it's even better than anything you can hear, like, oh.
Like I
I'm like,
find it, if this is happening in that person's brain, I find it fascinating too. Like that brain or not choose, but like created this vision in the brain while that they're dying. Like why the brain is doing it? It's just like so crazy to me. Why brain chooses to do that instead of like something more realistic?
but
Like
that's the
is
thing.
it
So the other
conditioned to
guy,
do shit like that?
but that's the thing. So the other guy, I think was more normal deal. He was on his own. He was kind of sometimes listening to what's going on, over him, around him. And then he was seeing some people and some friends, sometimes. Okay, it's like a fucking dream, like I think I dreamed about, I don't know, someone that I saw on TV 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But like having this specific idea of a fucking tunnel, the same repeating patterns that you
Gates.
can, yeah, you can hear, again and again and again. Like this is where it's just losing me, because like that first of all you're on drugs when you're like
Dying.
you're on drugs. And when you're dying or when you're in a coma, so this affects your brain. Also, your brain works in a way that is trying to survive. So it creates hormones, changes in your structure, and also is trying to wake you up. Is putting you in a state that is not normal. So obviously prone to visions and having delusions almost. So why the fuck the first thing you think is, yeah, there's a god. I saw the fucking light there, dude. Like if I die, I'm happy to go there. Like what? Why? You know? Why of all the religion they're existing like for
Comforting.
thousands of years now, it's just one motherfucker, with a white beard and his son waiting for you, in the
Yeah.
clouds. Shut the fuck up.
Um, Saint German, if you had a revelation where God shows himself to you, how could you ever be sure if he's just a demiurge or a real? That's the thing. I think depends on the experience there. Like, I'm just gonna see it for a while. But I always like to say these type of questions is like, if God wants to convince me, he knows how to convince me. Like the God knows everything. So
He
if
knows
the
in
God wants to convince me, he knows how to convince me. Yeah. Or she, or they.
like
um,
my
and
ex-girlfriends
Saint
knew how to
German,
convince
follow
me too.
us if you like our content. We need
Yeah.
some follow. I know we may not see eye to eye, but that's totally fine. You still seem like a cool dude.
But I don't know.
But yeah,
That's where for me, like those are not convincing thing. It's like
yeah,
belief that just supporting the idea of that you wish exists, in some way.
yeah,
It's just like confirmation bias, and you just don't look further. Because like he sent me a fucking book talking about that, but like the book is like this big or some shit like that, like huge. And I'm not gonna read that shit. I can tell you right now. And it's supposed to be scientifical, but then I just read the guy, in the back, and it's just like some weird fake bullshit science. So I'm like, no, this it's not science. Like you're not gonna
yeah.
prove me
Yeah,
that
I
this
hate those things.
exists because of those fake motherfuckers, that says they have like a fake PhD in whatever. Okay, give me the most grounded sciences, peer reviewed ever, and then trying to, give me some real assessment of what's going on. If it's not, then it's just the brain shit. That's it.
Like if you would have like this thing, like snake oil, like something that nobody really knows, but you're like, I can sell this to people, like especially religious people. Would you do it?
No.
I can't do it too. I don't think I
No.
can do it. It's just wrong.
And that
Like,
is and that is really interesting too, and I think it is something most of religious, like strong religious people, don't understand. It's like we don't need a book to have our norms, and knowing that things are right or wrong. Like we don't need religion to understand that. I think
yeah,
it's solely based on experience with other human beings. You know what things could trigger you and make you feel shitty. I know for my part, and we can understand and agree on together or
yeah,
something that both of us or will not be happy about. So we don't need a completely book to explain to us that this is not good to do or this isn't good to do that. By the way, funny answer about
nah,
God
I
existence.
just get Saint German's joke. I didn't that if you wouldn't write that last sentence, I wouldn't get that joke. So the joke is, um, does God exist? And the answer is not yet, but it's referring to AI.
Yeah.
So- well, but that's like, um, also interesting that when people believe all powerful, all knowing, and all good God, like even those things are like really like you, I have I it's hard to understand. Like, like for all powerful, I remember someone was saying, okay, if the God is all powerful, can do anything it wants, can he create a rock that he cannot lift?
Why
And
is he
if
giving
that's the
me
case,
hemorrhoid, dude?
hemorrhoid.
Yeah. Why?
Like things like that, like logical paradoxes
Yeah.
in the
Because he
but all
decides
knowing.
not to.
That's why I like The Good Place, the show. Like it kind of split those. Like all knowing is one entity, all good. Like there's like this judge, like eternal judge. So it's kind of like decides everything. The all powerful. I don't know who the fuck was the,
Thanks
but
for the
it's just like
follow.
just splits, the
But
characters.
in terms of AI, I think this is like mostly something. Oh, Aaron is talking on YouTube. I guess he talked on YouTube earlier. Gosh,
Dude,
it's
do you remember the thing that you sent me on TikTok? Like it's kind of talking about dystopias,
yeah, yeah,
dystopia stories.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
There
what?
was one that I didn't watch or listen. I don't know if it's a book. Um, thank you, Germany. Thank you, Saint Germany. Well, come back. We'll love to have these conversations. I just don't want to talk with Matt. We talk all the time. I want to
Yeah,
talk with other
all the
people.
time, all the fucking time.
But one of the stories there was like an AI gets like all powerful, and its
Hmm.
core like mission is just make other people suffer. So it just like tortures and slowly kills like all humanity and it's
Yeah,
above
that was
all.
good. I like this.
I'm like, that's fucked up idea. But I'm like, all right, where is this story? I don't know what it was, but
Yeah, I need
it's
to
probably a
look it up.
book or something.
Yeah, no, you need to whisper to us, Saint Just, because otherwise we cannot see the link. But yeah, yeah, I need to watch that or yeah, read it. I think it was real interesting because at
You
the end
can
of the
write
day,
us what it is and we can try to find it.
yeah, no, we get the whisper.
Does Whisper works?
Yeah, mathematism. Oh yeah, with Descartes.
Oh, it's Descartes?
Yeah, mathematicism.
I love Descartes.
Mathematicism. Yeah, that's how you say it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Math.
I read the meditations. I probably, he talks about that there too, like how he breaks down the, like even mathematics, like
Mm.
something that we have an understanding, but still. All right. Good to
See you.
see you.
Bye
Have
bye.
a good night.
But I really like this idea of AI, being a god, because at the end of the day, that's what AI will become. No,
May become, yeah. Or will become, yeah.
and the only thing is, and I think it's something really philosophical also behind it.
Yeah. And I think
If
psychological too.
if you have the power, as you're saying, of all the knowledge and
Hmm.
everything, like you know how to control humans at one point.
Yeah.
Like for example, when we take rats or mice, for
Yeah.
doing experiments, we know how to get them into point A to point B. All right. We know how to redirect them and how to make them behave a certain way. We know how to change them. All right.
Yeah.
But now we're definitely more complex creatures. But now think about AI that understand our behaviors deeply and who we are. How do we know that AI will not be like, okay, you know what? I know how to use them. And at that point, it becomes a god because he can. You don't have free will. I mean, it's not even the conversation about free will or not, but at least like he's imposing you a certain way of thinking, a way of life, and you need to follow what the AI is doing. And at that point, it becomes a full on god. And I like this idea, as I sent it to you. You like this idea of like it was tormenting humans,
Yeah.
but I don't think he has to, being even bad as a god. He can just control us at one point,
Yeah.
being like, okay, I need that guy to do this because, from what I understand, if that guy is doing this and he's going there, it might create these type of things that will influence this, that will influence that, these parameters and these parameters and these parameters, and maybe he's gonna help me to
But
do this.
I think I find something interesting about AI too, that we invent things based on certain needs generally,
Hmm.
like phones, computers, like we have like life is getting more complex. We kind of invent things. And if you think about AI as an invention, it's just like we are creating this thing, collects so much data, knows so much intellectually, like it's almost like our Like we want to be gods. Like it's us. Like we need to have that type of a thing, and that's why maybe people believe in gods because they need that type of powerful idea in their lives. I certainly felt that when I was a kid. Like imagine that there is a God that is real, so powerful, knows everything, and it's like good. Like it's such a comforting idea to be attached to that growing up. Like it's just nice because you feel
Really?
secure. I mean, the way how you see it, of course. Like then the more you learn, maybe your
Dude,
thoughts might change.
dude, like when I was like what, 8 years old,
Yeah.
my bedroom was facing a cemetery, right?
Yeah.
And one of the thing people were telling me about was like there's like this kind of explosion, when people have too much gas in their body, and sometimes it creates that fire type of thing.
Hmm.
And I was afraid of seeing those things, right? But I also strongly believe there was some type of vampires living there. Not a god, a vampire. So I was like super cautious of, uh, putting salt in front of my window,
Oh
my
my God.
doors,
Like
like for real.
supernatural.
Kind of, but supernatural didn't exist back then, right? But the idea, yes, that was the thing. So I was like, but I, at no moment, at any moment, I was like thinking about, oh, you know what? Please, God, help me to go through that and not being, you know, fucked by a vampire or something, you know? No, but it
Even
never
beaten.
came to my mind. Like, and even then, I was going through catechism, whatever the fuck it's called, like studying Christianity, and I was going there, and I still didn't call God at any moment, even though I
Hmm.
was super afraid of whatever the fuck it was in the cemetery, you know. And that's something like I never understood really that sense. Maybe I
Yeah.
did play some songs with my guitar which were like oriented
I
towards
mean,
gods,
even
like
praying was like so comforting. Like when this is like when I'm like a kid that like it's just before bedtime, like kind of like praying kind of a thing. And it's just like it's like you have an imaginary friend basically that can, help you out if you need anything, you know.
what do you
But
mean, like Josh here?
Josh, yeah. Hey Josh. He's standing right behind you, dude. You don't see
Yeah,
it?
I know.
Standing though, like right behind you.
Touching his dick. um,
Yeah.
now we have 5 viewers. You see, like
Banned.
I know how to use those words, but you know what? Like my sister had a friend also, like an imaginary friend. But that's the thing. I think it's interesting this idea of imaginary friend, but you don't have to correlate that to a specific god or religion at all. You
Yeah.
know, like my sister's had a friend, and the, the it was a ghost, but not affiliated to any religion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't
Maybe
have
when
to
you're a
pray.
kid, your, senses are a lot stronger. So you can break the wall between this world and
And
the
the
other
other,
world. And then you're really seeing things actually.
I mean, she's still seeing things, so you know that's the problem. And she's almost 40, guys. Are you seeing things? Do you guys fall like
Share your experience with
share
us.
your experience with God?
Tell us the most fucked up things that happened to you.
And we've seen some fucked up people talking to us on Twitch sometimes with stories like crazy.
But
You
I
know?
told you that a few days ago before I go to sleep, or I woke up midnight and was going back to sleep. I heard
Oh,
like in here.
in here?
Like I clearly heard that like
In
in my
what do you mean?
ear.
In here?
In here. Yeah. That's the words that like I'm like lying in this ear specifically. Like
You sure it
not
was
like
not
here.
your girlfriend and you were like
I was
not
sleeping
going
here
into the
alone.
right place?
No. I think it's like
In here.
before I experienced
In
this type of
here.
things before, especially before going to sleep, going back to sleep, like midnight. It's
Like
kind of like
midnight. Like going to sleep, but then you fucking specify a specific.
late night. Late
Oh,
night.
late night.
Yeah,
It's like, okay,
like
at
3 a.m.,
midnight every
3
day
a.m., 4 a.m.
when
You know,
the
like
sun
3 a.m.,
is
4
out
a.m., the veil between this world and
and
the
the
other
other.
just thin, gets thin. How people came up with those ideas is just also crazy to
What do you
me.
mean? Like, I don't know. I don't understand this idea.
You
Which
haven't heard
idea?
that before?
No.
Like they say between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.,
What?
like really late night, like the middle of the night, the veil gets like thinner, so you can't see things. And I think it's because a lot of people see shit around that time.
Really?
You know?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Like, this is the moment
Like
where I'm
I
going
heard
to
so
bed.
many weird stories at military when I was in military. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Like, okay, give us a story because people don't want to talk. So come on, come on, come on. You guys want
So
to
this
listen
one
to a
guy
story?
said that he came back home from work, and he also mentioned that he lost some people who were close to him and the
Dude, this
year
is like
before.
straight up you starting like an urban legend bullshit, that everybody knows. I guess.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
So, I mean, that's what he said. He said that he
Uh-huh.
lost some people, and it was kind of like multiple people in a short period of time of like 2 years. And he came back home.
Mm-hmm.
He remembers locking the doors, and he turns on the oven and puts some tea to boil
In the
uh,
oven.
on the oven. Sorry, not
On the
the oven.
stove.
The stove. Sorry,
Okay,
my
I was
bad.
like,
So
this
on
is
the
weird.
stove, yeah. So he goes back to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that I remember like there were no windows open. Like I don't all of them were
Mm.
closed, and I didn't open too. So he goes to the living room, watches some TV, and then gets his laptop, looks up some stuff, watches TV, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to the bedroom and then do a little bit of like cleaning, folding stuff."
At
But
what time?
this is like midnight-ish at that
Okay.
point. So he
See, midnight.
goes, he does like some stuff in the bedroom, cleans it, takes like another hour or hour and a half, like folding some stuff, putting, and he says, I go back. I mean, at that point, it might be even later, like 2 a.m. or something like that, or 3 a.m. or because it was
Mm.
late. I remember it was like, I remember thinking like, shit, that's like late. And he goes back to the living room,
Mm-hmm.
lights are on, and he sees someone sitting in the living room
But like, how? On the couch
on the
or?
couch,
Okay.
a woman.
Mm.
And
Nice.
he said like, I've never seen this woman, but she is
Succubus?
staring me like
Succubus.
dead into my soul. Like she is just like looking at me. And then I, for a few seconds, try to process what I'm seeing, and then she stands up. And the moment she stands up, he feels like my legs were so shaky, like I felt like I'm gonna like fall on the ground because I couldn't like
Pass
stand
out.
properly. And she starts to walk towards me, but like step by step, not like super slow, not like really fast, but like she's walking towards me. So he just like my legs were gone at that point, and she kind of he falls onto his knees, closes his eyes, and starts praying. And then he's kind of like, I guess, like in kind of like this position, like kind of like
Fetal
praying, right?
position. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then he said maybe I prayed for like few seconds. And by the way, when he was on his knees and started praying, he was saying like at the first like few seconds, I was like feeling that she's just right in front of me. Like he had that sense that she was like right in front of him.
And she was
Um,
like, "Come on, come
Come on, look
on,
at me. I'm trying to
look
tell you
at me,
something.
look at
I'm
me."
lost, dude.
um, so he prays maybe like few seconds,
Uh huh.
maybe half a minute, and then he's like, I opened my eyes and it was pitch black. So I'm like very scared. Like he kind of looks, but like there's nothing
There's
around.
no windows. It's like full blackout.
All windows are open.
Okay.
And he says like I start yelling and I start to run outside the building, but the door was open too. So he just yells in the building like help, help. And then some neighbors came out and he's like, I just saw something. There was someone in my apartment. So they walk back to search. He's, I guess, at that point still thinks the being is in the house,
The
but
being
there's
is in the house.
but there is no one in the house,
Yeah.
and the
They left.
oven, the stove top was off.
Turn off. All right.
Yeah, the lights are off. Obviously, I said that. Perfect music, by the way. Uh, but yeah, he told me that he can explain that experience,
I can
and I
explain
said,
it.
yeah, me too. I told him that there are like two options. One, you saw someone's a ghost, really, and then it just disappeared. And two is, what would you say? Well, I mean, I have my version, but what would you say?
You blacked out, bitch.
Kind of, yeah. Like in this few seconds of praying that he was on the floor, maybe he did all of those things. Like he
I'm
just
pretty sure
stand
it
up as
did.
a trance, like
Yeah.
did all of things, go back where he was,
Yeah.
and then he opened. It just doesn't register that part.
Yeah. I agree. 100%.
And that's why brain is a fascinating thing.
It is a fascinating thing.
But yeah, that's just one of them. And they were kind of scaring me with like these ghosts, because you kind of need to do like we had like this uh watch duties, I guess. You need to go to a
Yeah. Watch
specific
duty. Yeah.
location and you need to stand there for like 2-3 hours. And we had the midnight ones. So like 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, kind of. So the 3 to 5 ones, there's like just dark, and there's like nocturnal animal sounds maybe around you might hear. But there's one location they were saying that there are like an event happened like years ago, and like babies died or like kids died in that area, like through because of sickness, like some kind of like
Mm-hmm.
bad sickness. So like when people, do watches there, they see,
The babies.
kids and babies and, like dead or like, I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like one night at that location, and this shit got into my brain, and I'm like fucking like I'm alert, I'm waiting like
Ready to
something's
pull the
gonna
trigger.
happen, and I'm gonna like, yeah, I'm like with the gun like a
Motherfucking
psycho.
kids.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go, because there are like trucks also, and those like parked there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and sit down in one of these trucks. It's really cold. I'm just gonna chill there.
Oh, inside the
And
cabin of the truck. All right.
I mean, it's one of those trucks that you kind of carry, like the military
Yeah,
people,
yeah, I know, I know, I
like.
know.
So I can see the back area,
Yeah, yeah,
tent area
yeah,
too.
I know what you mean.
So I sit down, right, and I'm still like, this is not a great place to sit down and wait some ghosts to show up, because
Yeah, they're gonna
like there are
sit
like
by you.
windows, and then there are like the mirror. Like anything can pop up from anywhere. I'm seeing like 360 almost, and I don't know. I exactly, but yeah,
I don't know. Like it's
nothing
so
happened.
fascinating too, because like I think this is embedded in our DNA. That type of fear.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like for example, something that I was shocked about is when I got my dog. Right. She like I talked to the guy who was trying to train her, and he was telling me, "Oh, do you know why dogs are every single time they're sitting down or laying down on the ground, they walk, they go in circle, and then they lay down.
They said that. Okay.
Like they sit down.
Oh, I kind of remember having this conversation. Yeah.
So the reason why is because it's embedded in their brain that they might be a snake or something like that. So it's a way for them to unconsciously double check if there's something on the ground in order to not sit on it.
Yeah, and then no dog would tell the dog to do that. They just
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. So I think this is fascinating, and I think this type of scare that we have are also embedded in this. Damn, I
Yeah,
like
I
it
would
so
agree.
much of the thing. Because I remember scaring people up too. Like with some of the friends, we were like going out into the woods, trying to film
Suck.
some stuff. The same way that uh, Project Blair Witch, right? This
Uh-huh.
was a scary movie, right? Like that. So we were doing the same thing, and it was so easy to scare them, so easy. You just like need to say something or be like, wait, I heard something, and then you can feel the pressure,
You
and
built
then
on top
people
of
like
it.
start to freak out, and then you add something else, and then everybody's fucking running around. Great, I love that. And it's beautiful because like we don't know, obviously, like there's no tigers, there's no wolves, there's nothing, that's gonna really physically
Yeah.
attack us.
Yeah, but you
uh
still get scared.
yeah, and you're just scared of this idea there might be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and I bet you would have asked any of my friends, like, if they really knew what they were scared about, they will not be
Yeah.
able to fucking say anything. But if they would, I bet they will like in drawing something, drawing kind of the monster, they would all draw something different too at the same time. And I don't know. I think it goes to why and where the religion, comes to play
Yeah.
its role in this sense too. It's coming to take that void of, there's this feeling that is embedded deeply in our brain DNA, through evolution, that we're scared of something, and religion using that fear to kind of bring an answer to control that fear. And that's the fucked up part, because nowadays media and politics are
The
doing the same.
unknown.
The unknown, exactly. The others,
I mean, I
the
remember
monsters.
this. Like you need to make a choice in the wild. Like if you don't have anything, and you were living like thousands of years, you're maybe hunter gatherer, or
I
maybe
was a
not,
hunter.
maybe even before that. Like if there's something in the forest that you're like, okay, these bushes are like moving. Like you can either leave or you can go and check what's behind the leaf. And I think the brain, it's like higher for me. The chances are higher for me to survive if I don't go there. Like if I go there, there's nothing. That's fine. But if I go there and then there's something, then I'm maybe fucked.
So
So it,
wait, that's literally what you're thinking.
no, like it's like think
No,
about it.
but you if you had to take, okay, I understand, of course, what you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
explained.
It's an
But what about you?
evolutionary thing.
But what about
I
you?
I think I would look at my tools, like, because if I'm gonna go and check, like if I'm gonna go and
Oh my
check if
god,
I
the
have
answer, that
anything,
bullshit answer, guys. Like, you see, like, it's like,
I
okay,
need
you need
some
to decide of
security.
either you going there or you
I
fucking
wouldn't
run
go.
away.
I
And
wouldn't
now,
go. I would run away
that's
then.
the question. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, I get it.
Like
Yeah.
because
Like, I
I
would
need
check
to
my
feel
tools
some
first.
security to be
Do I
like,
have
okay, I'm approved.
do I have an armor for myself, and also
Yeah.
something to protect it, and also a
Maybe I can
net?
change my position to see.
For
Like
sure.
maybe I can climb on a tree or something.
And what do you think I would do?
You would probably check,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you would just go into the bushes.
I don't know either, but I would
I
definitely
think
check.
you would be cautious still a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
at some
not.
point you will like, fuck this. I'm just going in.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, that's why your kind died through the through the like your kind half 50 to 50 chance after choosing going to the bushes. You're kind of like,
But then, it's a question of time. I think if the thing
but
behind
you
it
guys
doesn't
are also
attack you,
explorers. You guys also contributed so much to human society. So
who?
the people who think like you,
Oh yeah, yeah,
who would go to the bushes, half of them died. The other half,
yeah.
they gave us the things that
They
we need in
survived.
society.
Hey, hello, globalize my agent 69.
I'll be back. You asked some questions to
Yeah.
globalize. I'll be back.
Yeah. But we were talking about, how unconsciously we're afraid of different things, and how religion is trying to fill that void or that gap regarding our personality trait that is, I guess, not just based on our experiences or personal experiences, but Yeah. Apparently, yes. See? My computer thinks so. Hey, what's up? Come on. Do you have any do you have any questions? Go ahead. But yeah, yeah, we were talking about a religion niche kind of thing. Because the system of belief that we were saying earlier was, do you believe regarding your own experience, what you're thinking, what you're experiencing, or is it based on a structure that was created by the society that you're living in? So you fear the monster that was um, that was created by others. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Um, and my answer is this. Um, and how do you know the woodchuck can even chuck wood? You know, did you see them chucking wood? Because there's like other animals where they have like a weird name and they actually don't do what the fuck is in their name. But I bet there's a fine limit. I don't think the could, it's based on the energy that the woodchuck would be able to put out in order to chuck. But it also needs to eat. So maybe a spare. Do you have another question? Oh, yeah. But there's another one which is really well known. It's about who's first, the egg or the chicken. That one is almost scientifically, sound. Do you have the answer? Fuck. Wait. Gosh. What about excuse? I don't know how you say it. It is the egg for sure, 100%. I don't know why people for so many years ask that question as a real question in some way. Like if it is something to doubt. Like obviously, when we're born, we're started from someone sure, but we're cell embryo, and then we become something else. And through evolution, if you believe in evolution, I know we're talking about religion. Some people might say no, but through evolution, we started as cells, and then the cells evolved, and then evolved to something else, and then you know evolved into dinosaurs at one point, and then from those dinosaurs, they evolved into a chicken. Yeah, chickens are dinosaurs, guys. So yeah, it's the egg first, 100%. Just said that chickens are small. I'm waiting for my friends to come back. So yeah, ask any question if you guys like, whatever subject, to be honest. Because here we're talking about politics, society, psychology, philosophy. That's not true. Dinosaurs are just D-winged dragons. I think there's different type of dragons too. Also, there's like, I don't know. I remember all those names. There's like Wyvern or something like that. There's dragons. There's other type of things. So dinosaurs are absolutely not dragons. Some dragons might have been dinosaurs though, because if you think about that, the pterodactyl, whatever the fuck it was, the one that was like flying around, was it a dinosaur then, or was it a dragon? Pterodactyls, something like that. type of dragons. There you go. There's worm, lindworm, lung dragon, drake, wyvern, amphitheater. Yeah, dragons. Okay, dragons. Yeah, you're right. Dinosaur without wings. So you mean pterodactyl? We're wyvern then. Wyvern, wyvern. Because they had wings, they didn't have any legs and arms at the same time. So yeah, but they were not like spitting fire. So I don't know. Drake was a dinosaur too. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. What do you mean? We're not dinosaur. What do you mean by that? Dinosaurs were not dinosaurs, or you mean dragons were not dinosaurs? Archosaurs. Archosaurs. What are you talking about? Which one? Because it depends on the. I mean, all dinosaurs. I think it's the generality, of all the name of all of those type of creatures that were amphibians. So, amphibian, yeah, pterodactyls, yeah. But there are dinosaurs too, because I think it's the dinosaurs. That's what we called, every type of creatures that roamed Earth back in those period of time. I don't think it was just a question of like in terms of evolution, the exact type of it. Let me check. Chicken, sure, they are dinosaur. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Let me check. Acrosauria. So pterosauruses were ornithoridia, that type of thing. But they were still under the branch of Archosaurus for sure. But I think I agree. I think it's a divergence of those words, but still people are saying dinosaur. It's just those creatures that are just, you know, yeah, they're a reptile. They were still reptile. Hmm. You mean like they're not okay? Kind of birdish. I agree. I agree. Like chicken for sure are not evolved from those. They were like evolving from dinosaur, which had like feathers and stuff. Which pterodactyls might not have feather. That's what you're saying. Because I think it's a question about, dude. It's so late for me. I don't even remember my fucking science. It's a question about laying eggs, I guess, and stuff like that in terms of reproduction. So, yeah, you're right. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But for people, it's still called dinosaurs. It's like the same as dragons. When you're saying dragons, like you're gonna have like wyvern, as I said, drake, worm. So those are different type too. But people all gonna say, "Oh, those are dragons." But Archosaurus was the baseline of dinosaurs too. Like if you go further than dinosaurs, you'll come to Archosauria. Archosauria like takes all englobe all those things, like crocodiles. Also, lineage is from Archosaurus too. So in some way, they were all Archosaurus. I don't know. We diverge to.
You guys continue. You guys continue. I'll join a little later.
to dinosaurs and dragons. No, of course, but it's the evolution, it's the same as the chicken and the dinosaur themselves. Like chickens are considered dinosaurs, but there's definitely an evolution of other type of dinosaur from million years ago. But yeah, if you take the lineage, dinosaur and archosaurs are coming from the same place. And as I said, crocodiles too. So other reptiles and pterodactyl too were also archosaurs. Like they all call from the same branch. Hmm. But what is it related to religion? Because like we know that God created Earth 2,000 years ago. No, wait, 5,000 years, dude. When God created
4,000.
four, okay,
6,000.
let's say three and a half,
6,000.
6, 7,
Yeah.
3,
6.
4. I'll take 4. 6,000. There you go. So dinosaurs
How
still
can I
existed.
change? Oh, here.
What do you mean? What are you changing?
I'm trying to add like the scroll thing to my mouse, but I couldn't figure it out. I'll do it from the top. Just want to read what you guys talked about.
Yeah, we had like philosophical questions about,
The first question is how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a
would
woodchuck
woodchuck
could chuck wood? Nice.
and he got answered. And then we talked about the dinosaur, dude, and the chicken. As I told you, the remnants of the dinosaur, they're still here,
Oh,
you know, and they're not in the gas that you're putting in your car. This is a misconception, by the way. You know, people like I think in the U.S. people really think that they're like, oh, petrol, is like the sediment of all those creatures and dinosaurs. So basically, when you're taking petrol and then you're converting it to put in your car, then it's like a little bit of dinosaur that you're putting in your car. I think it's one of the dumbest shit I ever heard in the
dude, there was
U.S.
like 6 people watching. Maybe I should go. Maybe you're
No,
doing.
there was no one until you came back.
Ah. You
Dude,
know
it's
what
your
happened?
face.
Are you
What happened?
like? Did you think like where the fuck is Arda?
Yeah. I thought you went to
I,
get
I
coffee
locked
again.
myself out, so I need to walk all the way down
What do
to
you mean
get
you
it
locked
back.
yourself out?
So there was like some type of a, construction kind of a thing at the laundry room. Not a
Mhm.
construction, but they're changing something, right? So I put my stuff on the second floor laundry machine. So
Guys, this is such an interesting story. Come on. Like if you
this
want,
is
just clip that, all right?
you guys are gonna know me a little bit more as Matt knows.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see. Oh my god, what I have to deal with.
So I go to the second floor,
Uh-huh.
but I took the stairs. I normally use the elevator. So I took the stairs. Once I left the stairs, I was like, do I need a key? Because it normally it doesn't lock. The other stairs, the doors doesn't lock. And it was locked.
Mm.
So all floors I cannot open and I don't have the keys. So I go all the way down. I went out from the back door, exit door.
What do you mean, like outside?
Yeah, outside. So I walked around the building because I know the code to
Oh
enter in.
shit.
So
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
I entered back. And
Oh
I go
yeah.
up, get
You
the
went through
keys,
the
go to the second
garage
floor again.
in the back alley, and
Yeah.
all the way the block to come back home. Oh my god. Okay, this is
Yeah.
why it took so
It was
long.
fun.
guys. Is it? I don't know if it's really fun. All right,
It
let's vote.
happens.
Is it fun? That doesn't work, of course. You see, dude, you make it like. There you go. Is it fun? Okay.
Well, we need to talk about atheism and belief in gods and everything. People want us to
Yeah, they want us to say those things.
say the reality.
Yeah. Of God.
What age
dinosaurs.
were you that you were questioning it? Not like necessarily were like, oh, I don't even know if you do believe or not though.
I think I never believed in it.
Huh.
And I went through an education with that too. Like my father was a believer. My mom atheist. Atheist. Whatever.
Atheist.
Atheist. All right. No, because I have it like in French. In French it's like atheist, which is weirdly, like so yeah, my mother didn't believe in anything. My father did believe. But through understanding the French culture, we had to go through those religious education sometimes stuff classes, you know. like where you learn Jesus and all those mother hep. And
And during that time, you didn't believe?
no, I said no.
Huh.
Yeah, no.
Interesting.
I was like, oh, cool stories. I was like, what? and
Yeah,
and I went through, dude. I went through some stuff like really religious, like
I was
to
hardcore Muslim until
places.
13.
Really?
No, just kidding.
Oh,
Like
okay.
maybe around 12-ish, I was kind of like, all right, now it's time to, figure this out. Why it doesn't make sense to me for the past 6 years. Because when I was even 6 years old, I was kind of like uh, questioning, I guess, what people were telling me about God and supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just something didn't really like even with the Santa Claus, right? Like once you learn that Santa Claus doesn't exist, you go like, what else they're lying about? And
What else are they lying about? And then you go through that spiral, of ending spiral
yeah,
of
open the door, they're having sex, like it's crazy shit. um but yeah, I think around 12, 13, I'm like, all right, now I need to figure out why I don't find this, convincing. And it's a lot of like, oh, it
Oof.
doesn't exist, why it doesn't exist, like try to prove that,
Like
which
that's
is not a good stance for me
globalized.
right
That's what
now.
it says. Like here, like I remember my biggest dream as a little kid was growing up, becoming a scientist and proving God is real. Oosh,
that's
oosh.
that's yeah. I mean, that's what
That's
Descartes tried to do, right?
yeah. I want to show you a picture of
You have a
me.
very, very religious great mother, great mother, great grandmother.
Who?
Where are you from? I don't know. I feel like Italy.
Mm.
I can see a religious grand. Oh, Lithuania. All right. Well, the opposite side,
Yeah, the opposite side.
the north of it,
The north side.
the north side. We have so many people from Lithuania.
I think
Why?
so. Huh? Why
Like the
not? Because
people.
it's that time. I cannot find the picture, dude. Fuck. But
What
there's a
What are you looking
picture
for?
of me, with when I did my what is it called? Like you have to go through different step when you're a Christian Catholic.
Grief.
No, but like you get baptized, all right?
Uh-huh.
Then you need to do kind of a ceremony when you're older, saying, "Oh, I trust in God" or some shit like that. You go to church and then you wear this type of robes and you said, "Okay, this is my commitment to God," and you do that once and then you do that
Communion.
twice. Communion, yeah.
He
But there's
wrote
like the one and then
global.
there's a second one. But
Oh.
that's what it was, communion, yeah. I did all of that. I did all
And
of
then
that,
every
but I
time
never.
you hold
Oh, this
yourself
is
not to laugh.
the confirmation. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure 100% that was in English too. Like that's what they
So
were
you
referring to.
lied, basically.
I think I know. I think I never lied, but I think nobody really asked me directly. Do you believe in God?
And then
Like
when they
is
asked
it
it for the
lying when
first
you're
time.
like not saying the main thing?
No, you're a salesman at that point.
Yeah, I was a salesman. Am I cheating on my wife if I'm seeing other women, but I'm not saying it to my wife? I don't know.
I mean,
In the sacrament of confirmation later, yeah. It's fun because I to choose my own name. What do you mean you could choose your own
oh,
name?
that must be fun. I always want to
What?
choose my own name.
I never had that. Like I
Hmm.
had like gift from my family, and then
And you
I had
love
a
it.
gourmet, like a fun cake. I never had like the chance to change my name.
I think if I would change my name, I would do
Really?
Richard.
I didn't get that. Interesting. Richard? What do you mean, Dick?
Yeah.
Really? Like to be honest, I don't remember. I'm not saying that I'm that old, but I don't remember that we were doing this. Oh, Casimir. Casimirs? Like
You
the
zoomed at some point.
what?
Did you zoom at some point?
Of course I zoomed. Um, Casimir, yes. Why? Is there like any meaning to that? But yeah, I don't understand why I went through that. And to be honest, that's weird because like I failed school so badly that my parents put me in a fucking Catholic school,
Yeah.
in private school to take my classes again because I failed one class, so I had to do it
I wish
again. And
we were able to get people join like TikTok. You can't do it on Twitch, right?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
They might do it at one point.
Like it's just like a call, like an audio. Not
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
be an image. Right?
Yeah, I think I like that from TikTok, to be honest. That is only saint. I let's choose a name of a saint. Wait, there's only one saint in Lithuania? Really? That's not a good place for religious people. Oh my god. It feels like in France there's like thousands.
You guys were like, "You are a saint. You are a saint. You are
You are a
definitely a
saint.
saint."
You're a saint. Everybody's a saint. Yeah, we got the Christianity game late. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What were you guys before?
I think they were Orthodox, Eastern thing. Pagans?
Pagan. That's what I was
No.
expecting.
Really? Until
But
when?
what time are you like? What's the year at that point?
Yeah. When would you
before-
chuck the cheek chuck?
What?
I don't know.
I mean, Turkish people were pagans too, but I don't know how many.
Until
Yeah,
the
around the
14th
same
century.
time. Yeah.
I think it's the same for mostly in Europe too. I think Christianity started, but like that's I think that's the lie that people are saying in Europe. Like it feels like everybody was a Christian, by 14th century, which I think it was not, to be honest. Like I'm from France, and sure, there was like big religion groups. There's like definitely some kind of a structure around religion in France at that time, 100%. But it's not something that was national, right? In this idea that there was still multicultural places, even though there was cathedral and all that, but there were still places that were so out of it that people were still pagan back in these days.
Yeah, after we took over Constantinople, just moved to Europe,
Yeah.
They say Constantinople is where the Christianity, in terms of like institutionalized, like church and everything, was started around that era, like in Constantinople. And then, we got it, and I think it moved to Italy, right? A little bit. And then from Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm just wondering if you would confirm me, but I guess
No, I don't know. I have no fucking clue, to be honest. But what is funny though is like you're saying like masses were in Polish and Latin, but in France it was until maybe almost 19th century. It was always in Latin, so people were had to learn Latin, or they didn't fucking know what they believed. They were listening to those people saying "Olabre soromitum insulim timnaterarum," and then that's it. I think most of people, they had no fucking clue what they were like listening to.
What
They
they
were
were
just
saying,
like, "Don't
yeah.
do bad things,"
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, in Islam, it's same too. In Turkey, when you get the call, it's Arabic.
the call.
The call from the mosque, the
Oh
yelling.
yeah. It's still yeah.
Like, I'm like, what is that? I didn't know what it was saying for, like, I don't know, late age, maybe like over 12, 15 or something.
Yeah. But what type of paganery you had in
Paganery.
Lithuania back in those days?
It's Viking.
No.
like Thor, the
Zeus, are
Odin.
you fucking saying?
Just kidding.
Baltic paganism. Oh, so yeah, maybe actually. Because I would say there's like a lot of same type of paganism too, in Europe. Wait, you
Perkunas,
get like real fucking
Zemia.
name. I don't know those fucking names.
Interesting.
Because I think if you go to if you trace a line between Ireland to Russia, I think on that line you had like kind of the same type of gods, pagan gods. Like nobody really knew exactly. Like I think there was differences for sure, but in terms of there was like a lot of similarities.
I've never heard any of the three that you mentioned, and they are very interesting.
Percunias, Ziminias, and Velinas. It's weird because it sounds familiar. Zeminia. She was cute. Perkunas famously hates Vilnius. Perkunas.
Is
Old
Perkinias is like Odin or something?
Kind of, yeah. Sounds like it. Axel Slade
Or
Jammer.
Thor? No.
Kind of a
It has an
Thor, yeah.
arrow though.
What do you mean? No. It says axe or Slade Jammer.
Oh. Then Thorish.
Yeah, like Thor. Yeah.
Zemnia, like kind of Zaina, you know. I loved that show when I was a kid.
What? Xenia? Oh, yeah. But it's an X normally, so.
Yeah, it's
Xenia, the warrior.
and
I think
Hercules.
she's gonna do another one or something like that soon.
Is she? Isn't she super old, like 80-year-old or something?
She's not 80, dude. Maybe. No, she might be 60 something. He isn't the created god, but more like an enforcer, evenly law. God damn it! You mean he's a cops? He's a cop, dude. Fuck this shit. Already by then. But I think this is also something really interesting. Is like how those religion shaped laws in different part of the world. Like influence morality in some sense. Because like if you take like the Baltic countries and the northern countries in Europe, you will say those are the most progressive, countries, and in terms of social, relationships between people and all that.
Yeah.
Is there a relationship between the conception of their society and kind of their religion? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would say yeah. Like paganism feels more like it doesn't always tell you morality, you know. Like it's more like stories that like powerful gods clashing with each other, and then you need to be scared of them and sacrifice them, for kind of like show that you are worshiping them or something.
No, I agree. But then why then? mm, Do you think they're also mostly based on community? I mean, they're mostly community based, like
Yeah.
pagans.
Yeah.
So
Feels more.
so maybe that's why, like if you keep that type of belief for so many years, then you shape the world, like your society as more something.
And
As a
Christianity
community
is
that,
more hierarchical.
yeah,
Like
hierarchical. Yeah,
there's
no,
like
for sure.
someone on
The
the
pyramid.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God. Then the Pope. Then those motherfuckers. Interesting. So I just want to know, Globalized, then how did you decide to not believe? You said like at 13 you saw internet and that's it, because like you wanted to prove God was real. But what made you change your mind then? Because internet is so vast. Like,
You know what made me change? It
no,
was
God.
like the book, the Quran. because I always thought
Look it
Quran
up.
was like, we use the word of like kind of descended, like it's like come down from above, right? I always imagined that the book came when I was a kid, you know, like as it's written.
Yeah,
And then
like the
like,
tablets from the commandment. Yeah.
the moment that they told me like, oh no, it doesn't mean that way, like it's kind of like came down to the mind of the
Of
prophet.
someone. Yeah.
I'm like he thought he's thinking things, and he's like, no, 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 it's from the God, like getting into. I'm like, that's thinking. And they're like, no, it's kind of like you kind of have these visions. And then he goes and tells it to other people, and he goes to a cave, by the way. He always goes to the cave. Like these things doesn't come like when he's shopping at the market. So then he tells it to people, and then it's mostly a verbal tradition that,
Yeah.
and then someone, I guess at some point, they write it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. That's how. Like for like through history, there was a lot of like that. Even
And
for
I'm like,
Egyptians, you know. Sounds
suspicious.
fishy.
Sounds
Like for me, when I
fishy.
was a kid, it was just like this great story, you know. Like I already saw back then. I already watched Indiana Jones and all those things. So for me, like religion was the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Fiction.
it was a good story. That was it.
That's a good story. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was not like okay, this is real, 100%. It was like movies for me. There was just there's like maybe kind of a true because that guy might have existed, and things like that. But then there's like this superstition, and then there's like magic, and okay, I saw Star Wars when I was 3, so okay, same shit. Okay, cool. But I'm not kidding, for real. That's how it was, and I'm like, okay, I need to follow this shit. Okay, sure, why not? But I don't believe in it. But okay, you saw atheism like on the internet. Why, like people talking about what it was, or did you just do a Wikipedia search? Sorry.
How old are you, by the way? Yep, people.
But what? Okay,
20. Okay.
but what made you change your mind? Because sure, you saw and you watch people on internet, talking about atheism.
It's the better
Some
argument,
of them,
dude.
yeah. No, 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 sure, but like, what argument? Because like, I think there's always something, that
Yeah.
be like, okay,
Or you're not convinced. That could be too. I would prefer that stance better, to be honest. I'm not convinced.
yeah, that's what you said for you, for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I'm really like, which arguments? Like, I want to know, because like we talked earlier about um spirituality a little bit too, and this idea that most of the religion has a physical aspect to the main character, if I would say, right? Uh, and it feels for a lot of people that don't believe in a specific religion, but still do believe there's kind of a higher power. It's because they don't see this idea of, oh, there's this white dude with a white beard, wearing a white robe, that is like looking at us from up and be like, yeah, I know what you should do. And then from
Was
that they are
there
like, okay, I'm not really into this idea of symbolism, or those type of arguments, of okay, there's these things really precise, but this idea there's like a higher power, sure.
what is the argument that you remember that you find interesting, like back then or like even now? And I like to watch, not really doing it right now, but for a while I watched a lot of debates. And like there you see a lot of talking points, like different people saying different things about reality of God and blah blah blah. But yeah, we don't really talk about the, you know, God claim like that with you, Matt, that much. Like we don't
I mean,
really
I'm
always talk
watching
about.
some of those like too. I think we watched some of the same thing. I don't remember those guys that literally had a phone, where people can call and say, okay, uh,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know.
The
but
atheist experiment.
atheist experiment exactly.
I watched a lot of those at some point. And that guy is an interesting guy because he's the older versions, the newer versions I think changed, but Matt Dillahunty or something like that. His last name Dillahunty or something like that.
De la gente.
Like he was a pastor, before. And like when he talks about religion, like he can make a lot of references to the Bible too. I think that's very interesting. When he's kind of countering someone, like he almost like memorized the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I think it's pretty obvious because like you can contradict yourself through different type of parts of the
yeah,
Bible. Like there's like so many things that don't fit to each other. Like in one moment in the Bible they're gonna say something specific, and then you just go a couple of pages later with someone else, another apostle is gonna say something else that is completely the opposite, and then you're like, okay, what is the system of belief here? Because if that one is saying that, and you need to believe that one, or you need to believe the other one,
yeah.
and that doesn't make any fucking sense. There's a lot of things like that for sure in the Bible, uh, and this is what like people love to fucking study the Bible, like because it's
It's
really
a
an interesting.
lore.
There's a lore for sure, dude. It's like
Yeah,
Star Wars, on
yeah.
another level. It's like bigger than Star Wars, dude. Like I just showing my thumbs. That's it. Star
The
Wars,
Star Wars is based on Bible,
of
Jesus story.
course, of course. It's just a story, dude. And the
Harry
deadly theme,
Potter.
of I mean, you can see the aspect of religion too, because he's kissing his sister. That's something that you can find in Christianity a lot. And there's also the
Good
trade
times, good
war
times.
religion. Like there's a trade war too in Star Wars, dude. Like we're leaving the. You sent me the video, but I saw it too. But yeah, the other day about the similarities between Star Wars and what's going on right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, like. And for you, what was it?
For me,
Yeah.
what was what?
I don't know when you decided like okay this like you said like it's just because you heard that okay it was through the
That
mind of
was the first
someone.
step.
But
Yeah.
okay, but was it like something else? I don't know, like a story that was
Dinosaurs
so.
was another one, definitely.
Mm.
I loved dinosaurs. And when I was talking with religious people, they were like, I mean, dinosaurs, are they real? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because the Earth wasn't like
Like,
existing
I
yet.
had this friend, he told me that God put them under the ground to test us. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
What
I
is
was
the
like,
test?
well, yeah, because
You
like it's
failed.
testing your, faith to
Uh,
God.
okay,
Like, since
but
it's not
why?
on, he's a psycho. That's all.
Damn, motherfucker. What do you mean? He's like, why? It says for what? Like, do we know how
Like,
to dig properly? Or was it
so
the
they
the
didn't
test?
existed, but he
Okay.
put the bones there as
Mm-hmm.
like these creatures. So once we dig them, we're gonna assume that the world is older than what the book says.
Oh.
So that's kind of testing our beliefs to the books. Like, that never happened, but it's there, put by God, and then we find them, and now we were gonna question the book,
And
Torah. This he was
if we
Jewish, but
question the book, then that means we're not good anymore for God or something.
no, no, you can't. Uh,
So either you
Especially with
believe in the
like,
dinosaurs, or either you believe in God.
yeah. No, no. Then they changed it. Like, even Quran, I remember, like, when the world is created, it's
Hmm.
like 7 days. They kind of put like parentheses, but the concept of time from God's eyes is like such a long time periods, and they are
Wait, you
kind of
mean like
like
they changed? They changed
they
it?
changed,
Like
like
if
they
you
are
go
kind of
and check the Quran?
explaining it. They're no, like kind of like a notes. Like, there are some versions of
No,
Quran,
I
for
get it.
example,
I
it's
get it.
like explains certain things, and they're like explaining it, explained by this guy, as a religious
Parts
theologian.
there. Okay. So actually, time was not relative then.
Yeah, it wasn't
So
1 day. Even though it says day, it's not a day for a god. It's like
it could have been
eons.
hours or years. Who knows? I don't know, man. Like there's so many things that doesn't make any sense. I think I sent you. Oh yeah, I sent you. I know that's why we're having this conversation. I sent you that meme with Jesus talking to the spaghetti monster. God or something like that.
Yeah. Spaghetti monster.
You're
I
saying like
love
I
that.
cannot. What Jesus said? It says something like I cannot say that you don't exist or something like that. What was it?
Yeah. I can't say that you don't exist
Yeah, I cannot say that you don't exist. I mean,
because
actually,
that's
no,
yeah.
because Jesus says like the others are not, you know, true gods, so then they don't exist. False gods, and also that is so, and this is why like it's Star Wars related, as you were saying. It's they're dealing with absolute, you
Yeah.
know,
Absolutists.
absolutism. Absolutism? Absolutist. Yeah, saying like either you're believing in me and there's only me, or you just die in hell. Like what?
Those are two options.
Yeah, that's that's literally what it is.
Choose.
I don't know.
Um, Another one was, I think, the one of the arguments that Muslim people say is that such a perfect book, like Quran written, is like it's almost poetic. That when you
Mhm.
read it in Arabic, there are like these um, sounds and tones to it that kind of like goes like very
Smoothly.
smoothly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
And like everything said in that is memorized by people, like at some point. That's how you were spreading the
yeah.
information,
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't have the like the press and printing and stuff like that, or like there's maybe writing, but that practice was the oral practice, or memorizing it, passing it, that was there too. So they say that compared to Bible, it's protected well. It's not as corrupted as the Bible, because Bible, the
Yeah,
original one,
there's
lost, and
translation that
other
are
people
different.
wrote it based on what they remember. So it's corrupt.
Yeah.
And so they really take pride on the book, and they say a human being cannot write it. Like there is no way a human can write that book. And I'm like, I read the book. I'm like, why do you guys think that? Like it just you can't write it.
But
And
what
not
I mean,
only
like
that,
it's so smart or it's so
it's so intricate and they're so complex and there's so many things there. Like one person can't came up with all of those things, and but at the same time, back then there might be other
they
stories, there
didn't
might be
watch
other scripts.
they didn't watch Interstellar, dude.
Interstellar.
Yeah, you know, with the back and forth, it's so complex as a movie.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
but yeah,
I
as
hate it.
so I mean, but I think they were like, it's not just, and that's the thing, because they believe that he goes to the cave, and then he goes to the cave and then he gets like these ideas. But I do believe that there might be some scriptures, texts, something that he might heard or learned of philosophy, something. But they also say like, oh, he didn't know how to write or read. And those are the myths, right? Those are the
Yeah, of course.
things
It's
that you
always like
cannot
that.
prove, but that kind of like strengthens the argument of those people.
It's the same with the Mormon, Joseph Smith didn't write the book.
Yeah,
He actually made someone else write it. And he was telling what God was saying to him
yeah,
behind a curtain, right?
yeah,
And then there was another guy that was like literally writing it because he didn't know
yeah.
how to write
It's
or
like
type
Bashar.
of thing. It's like Bashar, dude. But Bashar is real, you know that. Never ask a religious person why there's so many religious texts that interpret.
And there are so many similarities, even like
Yeah.
totally different religions, and but the stories, like you can find interesting similarities over the history. So I believe there were like some either oral tradition or like something written. Like I think, even though we think they're so apart that there's no way this information can go from this direction to that direction, but I
I
think
mean, dude,
it's
all the
possible.
religions, all those main religions, they all come from the same place.
Africa.
No, but Middle East. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
like those three main religions all come from the same place. And then
yeah.
if you take the Asian ones, they're all kind of the same place too. They have a lot of similarities
I
between
mean, even
Hinduism,
Egyptians,
like, and all that.
India, those cultures had a lot of, like, their lore of paganism was very intricate. Like the
Yeah,
storytelling was
I
like
agree.
they told a very long story and
Yeah,
connected all of those, and there are like really interesting ideas, like stories in there, you know. And that can come to Middle East where Muhammad was, and obviously a smart dude, of obviously influential. Like I can see someone like humans can manage to bring that thing as like, oh
dude. What is it like? The Scientology is the same. John Ruberb,
yeah,
I think that's what his name.
yeah.
But this is
And,
cooler because it's like aliens, involving aliens, old
yeah.
civilization.
And then the more I learn about these things like Scientology, Mormonism, and spaghetti monster, I'm like, yeah, you can create a religion, to be honest. Like it doesn't have to be like just one guy sitting down and coming up with the whole book. Like it can be a collective thing,
Yeah.
accumulated
All right.
information.
We're accepting now chapter one of our new religion book scripture. If you guys want to type it, I will put it there.
I mean, we
Let's
can
create a
just
religion.
write it.
Where's Gandalf? Gandalf is not showing up today. Gosh, like
Yeah.
he could have tell us so much about this.
About his followers.
If his followers, how he's convincing people. So yeah, we had a viewer, follower. If you're not following, follow, guys. That will be good. So we have like a follower that is putting together a cult.
A cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a cult, and we really like him. It's really interesting, and
He's nice. He's a nice
yeah.
dude. And I sometimes think if he's trolling us or not, but I
Then
think
there's a
he's
lore to it, and I think
legitimate.
it's
Yeah.
great.
He
Also, he
wants to get
can,
this island for himself,
yeah, for himself to bring all his followers.
followers, and have a commune there.
Yeah, exactly. Naked, of course. And you can also call out UAPs, UFOs. Can summon those UFOs.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you wanna not join, but bring up some text, we can
We
create a
can
book
just
and say
put it on ChatGPT and be like,
create a religion.
create a religion for
I
us.
but I think this is what we talked earlier. I bet ChatGPT is gonna create a religion based on himself.
Yeah, sure. He's the
Like
future,
ChatGPT,
after
I
all.
bet first thing is gonna say, so it's this super, advanced consciousness that knows everything about everyone and can tell you stuff, on a website. I bet I should ask it. I ask it. Like I'm really intrigued now. Probably based on Christianity. Yeah, there you go. Let's do the test. Can
What?
you
Do you
put
want me
it?
to write it down?
Yeah, can you share it on the screen?
Oh Lord.
So what ChatGPT
So
is gonna
what?
come
What's
up?
the prompt? What should
Okay,
I
no.
write?
First of all, share your screen, and we're gonna type the prompt all together. Like for the viewers, do you have any idea of the prompt to ask ChatGPT about creating a new religion? So yeah, what should be the question? Like
Create me a religion.
create a religion. That's it, or come up with a book, uh, or
But we need
a
a summary. We
scripture.
can't. We can't write the whole thing.
I know, but just create a religion. Ellie, let's go. Fucking do it. No, not. Don't say religious cult idea. Just religious. Yeah, sure. No cult idea. You're right. Otherwise, like, it's gonna be like me.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Heck yeah,
Exciting.
motherfucker. So there we go, my brother. Okay, let's start to smoke some weed first and then we'll chill the fuck out. All right.
The Church of the Eternal Thread. So, the origin myth. In the beginning, existence was a vast loom. From its golden threads spun the universe, woven by the great entity, Lania,
Lanya.
the eternal waver. Every life is a thread, every moment is a stitch, and all of reality is a tapestry in progress. It's kind of like Scientology,
Dude, it's kind of a TikTok. I don't know. Yeah, you saying that I have my references. Like this is TikTok, like I'm doom scrolling and then I don't know,
The
core beliefs.
tapestry is never finished. Every soul's actions add or tangle the threads. Enlightenment is understanding your place in the wave and learning to wave consciously. Core beliefs, practices, and rituals. Here are hierarchy,
There you go.
symbols. They just-
The Caesars of fate.
aesthetic. We'll decide the fashion. You don't need to. Um,
But it's actually true. I think globalize my agenda, as you're saying. I think it's kind of based on Christianity, because like sure, it's kind of a more spiritually based, but it's interesting that ChatGPT comes with core belief, practice and rituals, clothes, and what was it? Priest. There's like hierarchy too,
yeah.
because that's the thing. If it would have been like something pagan or kind of a cult from back then,
Hmm.
can you scroll down? It would have been like more okay. There's one guy, that's it. But like here, there's hierarchy, the grain waver, thread
Yeah.
walkers, spinners, frailings. So this is definitely something that is more constructed about like those type
I
of
mean,
huge
paganism in some
religion.
cases have hierarchies too, I guess, but it was never like I think
Yeah.
super superior to other gods. Like they all had their place, and you know,
No, but here that's the thing. So you had a leader, he speaks with the god, and then you get like the priest, and then you get the people that creates, the ritual, and then you get like people that are new converts, then they need to go through learning in order to reach those different type of positions, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but it's like those were directly related, Like I think if you wanted to sacrifice a goat for a specific god, is because you had an intention, a specific intention for something specific. So you have to go through, who's in charge here, who's talking to that god. Can we ask something to that god? What that person think that the god would say? Like you don't go through one person all the single
I mean,
time for
maybe
paganism.
hierarchy is not super the best word for Abrahamic religions because it's monotheistic, right? Like
Yeah,
it's God. Like on top of there is like the God. It's almost like on top of everything. So
yeah. But I think it's, you know what? I think it's based on your ChatGPT experience too. You know,
uh,
did you turn
I don't
on like
know.
ChatGPT story? Because maybe he's like, okay, that guy is like asking me some quantum stuff, like,
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't
he's
know if
like,
he's
okay,
basing it. It's basing it on that, but maybe.
I don't know.
So yeah, we will work on it. You know, we'll
Yeah,
when
we'll
Gandalf
wait.
is here, we'll
Yeah,
get some. You know.
Yeah, we'll get all the. I think you can like list every single points of the religion.
Yeah, I think we should
Yes,
wrap up a little bit
I
because
think we
I'm like
should.
need to eat something.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, me too.
How long? How long we
It's
have been
been
on?
3 hours, dude. 3 hours and
Really
30 minutes. Yeah,
nice.
I think that's one of the longest we did. If you're still watching and you're not following, please give us a
Please
follow.
follow.
That would be great. We're trying to do that every week. We have a YouTube channel too. Um, Oh, ChatGPT has a feature where it tells you its thought process. I thought it was DeepSeek that was doing that like that. That's true, though, Arda.
I have never used that, but might be.
Okay,
Yeah.
might be. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they copied it from DeepSeek. Okay.
Oh, maybe it's new,
Nah, of course.
relatively.
But yeah, you can follow us here on social media, on YouTube. We have some videos. We're doing a podcast, so we have like about 20 episodes. We're talking about everything and nothing, kind of the same as here. No, but like a lot of things. Um, and um, and yeah, thanks for following, guys. And we hope to see you next week. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect.
Next week.
Yeah,
See you guys.
see
Bye.
you guys.